We're a bit late due to some really strong winds today. This is probably the most exciting edition of Extreme Shot. We have many teams coming over. Everyone is here, or almost everyone is here from all around the world. We have people coming in from Uruguay, the US, Canada, Latvia, Lithuania, Netherlands, Belgium. Here we're seeing the French team, Marc Maitre, lining up. As you're seeing on every target, we have the sponsors that came along. We have 25 sponsors this year, up from 6 last year. We're going to start with a Schmidt & Bender target on the green lane and the Poisewelt target on the red lane. We thank these sponsors that really helped us out. We'll start with Cutting Edge, Armia Regina, Reloader, Delta, Coltac, Ivy, Kales, Aerattack, Windcut, Hornady, MT Target that provided the targets for all of us on the red lane. You'll see them also with the MT Target marked. We have Schmidt & Bender, our premium sponsor. Then there's Rifle Talks, Ulfred Nar, Reach, formerly Speed Tracker, WMS, Firearms Training in the UK, Zero Compromise, Poisewelt, Abate, which is basically the range where we're holding it, the estate, Solid Solution Designs, Reloading International, Voer, Armeria Marcore, Accuracy Solutions, and Accuracy Reloading. I believe we left no one out. And there's Aerattack as well. So thanks to these, we were able to do all the works and bringing you this live stream today. Every shooter gets 3 minutes to prepare. As soon as the countdown reaches 12, they start firing. Today they will engage a cold bore target, 1 round, and then they will engage the next 4 targets, 3 rounds per target. They get to move on irrespective of whether they hit or not. They put 3 rounds and move on to the next. Here we're seeing on one of the lanes Tony Zammit and his spotter, both using a rifle to spot with. And we see Marc Maitre at the moment on the firing line. We'll be switching between one lane and the next, right? So at any one point, we'll see one guy and then we go to the next team.
Ok, tu passes sur 697, plein axe. Plein axe. Tu pars sur un 3-4 en hauteur.
We have a really strong wind to contend with today. It's reading somewhere between 5 and then 8 meters per second. So that's going to be significant wind drift, especially on the cold bore target. Now we're on to target 1. Target 1 on green lane is sponsored by Delta, and the other target is Schmidt & Bender. Impact. That gets massive points. Remember, first round is distance multiplied by 3, second round is distance multiplied by 2, and so on and so forth for the third. This only changes on the second day because they fire 5 rounds at every target. On the first target, it's 5 times the amount. Nice one.
Descente 0-1.
Slightly high, but he's on.
Annonce des queues verts.
On day 2, we're saying that target 1 has 5 points. First shot 5 times the distance. Second shot 4 times the distance. Third shot 3 times the distance.
Vert.
And then fourth and fifth also carry 3 times the distance.
On bascule sur le chemin à droite, au coude.
So he's managing to stay at center plate, notwithstanding that really strong gusts.
4-1. 1 millième droite. Cible 2, montant vert. Montant vert à droite de la.
Now we're on target 2.
Confirme.
You can see zero compromise there, zero compromise target. Thanks zero compromise. They're also here on site. There's their CEO Robert Ardvol, and there's also Marcus Olsen from Zero Compromise. Here.
Vert. Rouge. Vert. Tu peux descendre 0-1. Annonce des queues verts.
Punteggi, camera e lui. Ora vedono questo.
Vert.
Okay, now we're seeing the Maltese team, Tony Zammit and his spotter Oliver.
Iniziamo, senti?
They're both running 33s.
Annonce des queues verts. Vert. Putain. Ah, il passe à la 3. La numéro 3.
Yeah,
est,
that
dans
bipod
l'axe.
is quite stretched out,
Tu remontes le chemin.
and it seems a little
Et
jumpy
là,
as
c'est la
well.
cible de gauche, en haut du chemin quand ça part en pas de doigt. 3, montant vert à gauche du numéro. 1212 mètres.
Now they're on target 2, red target, which is March.
8-3,
March Optics has been supporting this match from day 1, and they're also here on site with Gary and Jordan.
2 millième droite.
Giovito, blocca la tua camera così. Giovito, blocca.
First miss.
Non si sta muovendo completamente.
La cible est juste à gauche du 3 vert. Affirme.
Leva grazie.
Ouais. Annonce des queues verts.
Leva grazie.
1212 mètres.
So one of the challenges here, and normally that's what they were doing also yesterday, is taking note of the rare adjustment you need for each target. There isn't a very strong incline, it's between 1 and 4 degrees, but if you don't get that correct, you'll have tracking problems, and then you'll start stringing vertically.
1 millième 4 droite.
Yeah, in fact, Tony seems to have some challenge getting the right elevation there.
Chiama Vito De Gregorio. Occhio Grizia.
Vert. 5 gauche.
Lei però non si muoveva,
3, 1, 9.
se non aveva il microfono. Ah, allora
Vert.
aspetta, no, devo io abilitarmi.
Ah, t'es juste à côté, gros. On passe à 4.
Sul rosso. Faccio grizia.
Alors la 4, elle est dans l'axe.
It's a very nice talk there,
Sur
Tony.
la gauche, t'as un chemin.
Tony's
c'est un
running
S.
at ZCO,
Avant les
also
tours
one of
bleus,
our
t'es à droite,
sponsors.
c'est dans le découvert à droite.
Quite a number of shooters running ZCO today.
Sì, sì.
T'as 2 cibles. Une en flanc de montagne sur la droite et une à droite du chemin. Voilà, c'est ça. Ouais, je sais. 9, 9, 5. 3 millième 5 droite.
Okay. 6 o'clock hit. Needs to come up at least 2 clicks there.
Vert. Descente 02. Annoncez que vert. Vert.
Morning.
But.
Okay, so now we're going to get Marcus on board on the live stream. Marcus is from ZCO and he'll be commenting on this match today. Morning, Marcus.
Morning, how are you?
We're running, so we're good.
Vert. Juste à droite.
Mark match there. He put already 1 on the plate, very first one. It's going to be quite challenging today with a very strong gusting, about I think 2 to 3 meters per second gusts.
On tape une fois à la deuxième. Mais tu sais, hey, gros, c'est un truc de ouf. Hein. C'est poil de cul. Hein.
And the target's all down there.
Target 3, Coltech. Coltech target. Thanks Coltech for coming on board. It's first time we have these guys. This is red lane. Tony's still running.
Is there any place I can share? You are still young. Save your legs.
It's a good full target low. So you're gonna come up probably 5 to 6 clicks if he's running minutes. On the other lane, Hilke Berger from Germany is lining up. Hilke and Stefan. We'll be switching between one lane and the next.
Ok, allacca. Ora allacca. Si allacca.
Microfono, possiamo ascoltare?
Dein CV ist umgefallen, Hegen. Okay.
We've had some issues with the mics this morning, so we're trying to tune that in so we can hear what Tony and Oliver are saying between them. Must be an interesting chat.
30. Noch 10. Zero.
Dovrà essere rosso.
Now we see Hilke Berger and Stefan. He got some really strong winds to contend with. Now that is short grassed over there on the Schmidt and Bender target, and it's moving. We're on Delta target, target 1, Delta target. Thanks Delta also for coming on board to support this match. Delta's the first time sponsor. We're in a closed van here and it feels moving. Oh, must be pushing that rounds pretty strong. And notwithstanding that, Mark Met before put 3 rounds on that plate.
So those are previous hits. Okay.
Yeah, those are previous hits, Marcus.
I should probably turn my microphone on.
It looked like that round went about 3 targets low.
Ein Target zu tief, ein Target zu weit links.
This target looks simple, but if you don't get the rare support of the rifle right, you'll be running and stringing up and down. It happens with the best of us, and I've seen it done with some of the most precise rifles we have on the match. Still low, same spot. Windage is good, which is a pity.
Yeah. First round was a little bit left, and then this current hit was right on the windage, but wrong on elevation. So if she makes a correct adjustment now, we'll be on the plate if the wind holds up.
I'd like to thank Harry Drescher from here. He was very supportive during these 9 months that we were preparing for the match. Harry comes from Solid Solution Designs, one of our sponsors, but he also helped us a lot, great deal at IWA in Germany when we were out scouting for people to support this exciting match. And Harry also introduced us to Marcus next to me right here.
Harry's a good man. He's a funny fella.
Yeah, he's the craziest guy we got on the match.
Yeah, he's good to be around. So Hilke is on this zero compromise target now on 810 meters, target number 2.
Moment.
Da oben in der Kurve Target 2.
Germany. We met these guys about 4 or 5 years ago at Cold Bore Range in Denmark. That was probably my first 1 mile range. We spent a weekend there with Bill Tatum, who also won this match last year. And we met Hilke on the firing line, and they said, yeah, we're coming down to Sicily. And like many others, they trotted on from all over. They actually drove all the way here from Germany, something like 2,700 kilometers.
There are a lot of shooters who come a far way to shoot this match. It's very impressive to see the attendance, both in numbers and the sheer distance people have traveled to be here.
Ein Target zu tief.
Still low. Windage looked good. Our target camera is a little bit offset to the right, so it's a little bit hard to get an exact wind call on that, but still low on elevation, but windage looked pretty good.
Zu hoch.
Looks like it was pretty much the same spot.
This is a pity, right? Because getting the wind right is probably the most difficult thing. Getting your dope right, your elevation, and that's something that a lot of us were gathering yesterday. We had 4 trajectory validation targets from 800 to 1500, and the idea was that they would true their trajectories, and this is the first target they're engaging, first match target. So they were not allowed to shoot match targets. They had trajectory validation targets at 4 random distances. So the idea is that you'd go into your ballistic solver and through your trajectories, so that hopefully today you're right on the money. And yeah, so if you get the wind right and you're off on elevation, that's a pity, yeah?
It looks like the elevation error is about the same as the previous target on this one as well, so there might be an issue with the servo of the rifle there, since the elevation difference seems to be the same. What do you say, Rod?
Yeah, I mean, if I were low, if I were out a complete minute, I'd probably carry it over to the next target. So if I had, say, 12 minutes on, I'd probably put 13 on right away, because I lost a minute in the previous one. So chances are I'm a minute out along the way. If I were 1 or 2 clicks, I probably wouldn't really bother. I'd just go with what the solver gives me. Here we go. Khilka is on target 3. That's the reloading international target. Here we have Salvatore Oddo. Salvatore is from Sicily. We do allow shooters, if they have a condition, to run also from the table. It presents no real advantage because you're going to get more kick in your shoulders. You're not sitting squarely behind the gun. It provides no real advantage. I think it's actually a bit of a disadvantage, actually, not being lying down. But we do this to be more inclusive and get as many people on board as well. Good one. 5 o'clock hit there, a bit low. Salvatore now goes to target, March target, target 2. These plates were provided to us by Morgan Target from France. We've got the red lane, which is all Morgan Target steel plates. They're ballistic steel, and the idea is that we don't damage more steel as we used to do in the past, and we can keep running these for a long time. Huh? The other thing with sitting down on whatever you use, there's always some movement. I mean, some benchless shooters love sitting down, but then they've got concrete benches and all that. So this is a makeshift arrangement here. His spotter is also the spotter of Rosario Iacono. Rosario placed 3rd, if memory serves me well, last year, and it's Alfio from the Italian police. Actually from the military police. Low right. This target 2 is a slight angle. You may not appreciate that when you're looking at the target from this angle, because the camera is low, but this target is at around 3-degree angle. So if you miss it, the bullet will probably go another meter or 2 behind, and sometimes when you're reading it from behind the gun, you may not get the correct elevation if you're not attentive to that.
Yeah, it is important to take into account that if the round hits further behind the target, that it's hard to make an elevation adjustment based on that, and you have to take that into account.
1 Meter rechts.
But man, you can really feel it inside the van here that the wind is switching hard. It's pushing and then not pushing, so you can see that the shooters are doing a good job with the wind.
Spotter ready.
So third round, he gets to move to the third target from March. Now we go to the Coltec target. Thanks Coltec for coming on board as well this year. I'd like to thank everyone that really helped out during these 9 months. I've had a lot of calls with people from around the world in as many languages as we tried to puzzle together, and we've received a lot of help from our friends, in the US, Germany, and Switzerland, and especially when we went to the trade shows to meet you guys out there, with people like Cutting Edge Bullets, Ulf Rednar, Air Attack. These are all people that were very supportive. ZCO, we also met them at IWA, Schmidt and Bender. There's Jonas here from Schmidt, who also helped us bring gazebos. Zero Compromise also provided at Voer. We met Voer Rifles at IWA, and today they brought us one of their nicer rifles, which we will reveal further on.
Salvatore got a really good wind call there on the 1200 meter Coltec target. Pity is a little bit low there, about a target or two. Just hit the dirt in front of it, by the looks of it from the camera. Then again, it is hard to give an exact estimate from the target cams. But if he makes a good elevation adjustment there and keeps the same wind, he should be able to connect with the target.
Yeah, it's a bit crowded in the van today. We mounted out so that we'll be next to the van outside and watch over the match, but with the winds we had microphone issues, so we're back in the box. Now we're seeing lining up on the other lane, on green lane. We're switching in a sec. We've got Drew Bessenson from poiswealth.com, Drew and Paul Phillips, Paul from Global Precision Group. They're next, first time at the match. We really thank Drew for also supporting this match. They were first to come in and say, we would like to help you guys out with everything that we've been doing. We turned this place from a field into a range over the last 4 years. Every year we try to do better, and Poiswealth has been also supporting that, so really thankful to all of these brands that support the shooters, and they don't just say, you know, we're there. They actually put their money where their mouth is, and really love that. And also Paul, he gave us some advice along the way. We met Paul in France and Drew, and they gave us some of their thoughts a few months ahead of the match, so that helps us set up. We're seeing him dial his the elevation first, so that when he goes on target he's bang on. You dial your scope afterwards when you're on target, then the reticle moves down, and then when you look through the gun you don't find the target because you went down 15-20 minutes, whatever that may be. If you dial in before you go to the target, then your reticle is going to be on target when you look at it, because it's not moving within the tube. You've already dialed that in.
It's also good to see that Drew has a really purpose-built DLR rifle here in 33XC. You can really tell he put a lot of thought into building this rifle for shooting extremely long distances. Cartridge choice and action and everything looks like a very solid build.
He's got that bipod there slipping. Okay, he's on. Because that would have dug into the ground. Notice he's shooting he's left-handed, left bolt, right port. So he load with his right hand and cycle with his left. He's got a pro wind reader there on the Schmidt and Bender target. Nice, bang on, bang on.
Good
Nice
wind call
one.
there. Maybe 10th and a half low, but still impact is an impact. So
Good job,
it
Paul.
looks like
good job.
Drew might be running. It looks to me like it's a bat machine action.
Believe so, yeah. Well, Paul's doing his job there, and the experience pays off. Boiswelt is up and running.
Another half right. Now you're going to target one.
Look at how we had to tie the banners this morning. When we arrived, it looked like a kite surfing match.
You want it? Okay, both get ready.
Yeah, you could tell when we woke up this morning by the coast that the doors to the balconies were blowing so hard it made it hard to sleep in the early hours in the morning, and that has definitely translated into the range up here. Even though the wind is going down a little bit, it's still significant.
Now we're on to the delta target. Okay, that's a better view. Boiswelt on the gun. Bang on. 9 o'clock.
Very good elevation there, extremely centered on the target. It's just slightly to the left, so it's good hopes for the remaining 2 rounds on this target.
It's already loaded and ready to go with the next one. Let's see how tight that group is.
Alright, give me 2 clicks left.
Oh, right
Ooh,
edge.
that was very close, but it's a hit.
Just nicked it.
Yeah,
Paul must have told him push right edge, hold right edge, because you're almost off. Is it on? And it's on.
very nice there, very
Nicely
nice.
done,
13.75.
Boiswelt.
13.75.
Now we're going to zero compromise target. See if they'll stay on this one as well. I noticed Drew taking settings of his rear adjustments yesterday, and so it seems that paid off.
Second target, which is 0 compromise.
And I believe he got himself a higher rear bag as well.
To the right of the roads.
It's making sure that the gun doesn't move basically once he's on. He wants to make sure that that rear bag is solid. So when he squeezes on, he goes to load his next round, that gun is pointing at the target naturally, right? So one of the basics of marksmanship. And he's got Paul there behind him, helping him out, ensuring that everything is squared up before he fires that round.
Alright, give me another click
And
left.
it's on. That's and that on the money. Elevation is perfect. That's what you want to see, right? You want to see perfect elevation, so you can just think of the wind.
Yeah, you can tell that Drew has really good. Oh, that one was. Well, I was about to say he's got his elevation dialed in perfect, but you know that could have been anything. We'll see how the next round goes. Yep, impact. 2 out of 3.
He went on. He got her last. Yeah, this rare bag thing has become a real big thing now, right? So as more shooters come on board and they realize how important it is to have a rare bag, we've seen adjustable bags, inflatable bags like Ryan Cheney. We say hello to Ryan from here. We met Ryan at in France and we had a great time with him. He also makes a product for this. There's also Bipod XT. Bipod XT is one of our accuracy solutions, one of our sponsors. They came on this year. We're seeing it right there, their banner. They make an extension which extends the bipod further out, making your rifle more stable, and besides that it moves less from the back as well. So the idea is that it tracks better. And then a lot of shooters have extended the cant, what do you call that? The cant lever. They made 12, 16-inch long ones so that they can adjust that angle. So you notice Drew banging away the butt of his rifle, ensuring that basically doesn't lose his vertical.
Okay, after you shoot, load and be ready. Fue uno arriba.
Did he fire that round?
Cambio el blanco uno. Give me another minute right. Alright.
he should look into maybe raising up his bipod a little bit, then slamming it the bag, the rifle into the bag if he needs more elevation. But while you're on the clock, it's there we go.
Alright, give me 2 minutes right.
Right, he's
Giving that the
3
target,
plates away.
yeah, 3 plates to the right, and then also elevation is hard to tell because the bullets lands further behind the target.
This reloading international target is gonna be
Oh.
the most challenging targets of the match, I tell you. 1200 meters on a 1 minute plate. Wherever you come, whatever you do, it's a big challenge.
Oh,
And
it's only one. It's
it's a minute.
2.5 tenths mil. Is that 1 minute target?
Yeah, it's about 12 inches.
Oh wow, that is quite small.
So yeah, I asked a lot of shooters around, and everyone says, yeah, I can put 10 inches. Oh, there he's on. He's
Nice.
on. Good one. Good one. Yeah, but when you're there and you're seeing that through your scope, it's a really small target. And getting it whilst in match conditions on the clock. Notice he's got 5 minutes left there. Drew has it on his ammo carrier.
It is very easy to see when you read on people posting online about hitting targets at extreme distances, and when you come to a match situation and you cannot control under which circumstances you shoot and the weather, hitting a target at extremely long ranges becomes significantly more difficult when you're not allowed to decide what day and under what conditions you shoot.
I remind you today we'll also have other people joining this live commentary. We have 21 people lined up for the commentary on site as well as remotely. We've got Dan Warner from the US. Oh, there's a nice 6 o'clock hit on the target 4. Was this the first shot?
I think this was his first shot by the looks of it. It was very good windage to it. It's a little bit off on elevation, but I think if he keeps that going, no, he's still. I think that one just went just under the target. He should make half a target correction there, and he should be on.
He's going fast, man.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
good hit.
another one.
Good hit.
Good one. Good one. Okay, so he missed 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and he made a hit on the last one. So pretty good points. Remember, you get more points on the first one you hit, and the second and the third you lose some points on that, in that order. Now we're seeing our friends Ruben from Uruguay. These guys, yeah, they sent me a screenshot when they were just over Brazil, and I'm thinking, cool, man, these people are coming from the other side of the world to Sicily, and that's really amazing because you see how determined ELR shooters are when it comes to going to a match. And they all had their really interesting stories at the border flying into Sicily. I've heard all of it, basically, all sorts of stories. But we did a good job with that as well eventually, and it won't be a problem, I think, in the future. So really glad this team from Uruguay, I think 5 or 6 people from Uruguay came over, and we're happy to have Ruben here and Ricardo. It was a close call on the March scopes target. March decided to put their 5042 on that banner. That's one of their offerings for this match and similar matches, where you'll need anywhere up to probably 80 minutes. That scope will take you around 40 mil, so that's 138, 140 minutes. On the other lane, we're seeing a local team, Fabrizio Giugia and Maurizio Battalino, lining up. There's Maurizio from Little Boy Rifles. Maurizio is a very dedicated shooter. Fabrizio, his spotter, is a F-class guy. I met him many times at Bisley, and they're both very good shot. So we're looking forward to see what happens to this team. There's a Schmidt and Bender target there. Cold bore, can they make the shot?
Man, I'm starting to regret that I sold my Bat Machine 300 Norma. This looks like fun.
Now we also have someone else joining on the live commentary. We have Danilo from Voer. Danilo is no new shooter. He's been around for the past 20 years, both on the military and now on the match side. He represents one of the sponsors of tactical rifles that we have. And he'll be bringing to us some of his thoughts in, you can speak English, Italian and German as I understand, right?
Well, no. Hi, everybody. German is a kind of problem for me.
We can
Nur
still
ein
give
bisschen.
them a little bit of thoughts in German as well. We have a German team and a Swiss team, German speaking, that are with us. So if you can do that for us, that'll be great.
Ah. I can try with the translator, because my German is really low.
Dale.
Nice one there, very nicely done. Straight on the cold board.
Un bel centro.
Treks up 3 times the distance in points, so you start with a head start, just like Drew Bessenson did from Poise Wealth. And if you speak in wealth in terms of points, that's exactly where you want to be. So Fabrizio's doing his job there, right behind his spotting scope. Notice how calm they are, not very fidgety. Even when they're moving their things around, they know where everything is, and that sense of calm demeanor there, when you're calm and you go behind the rifle, even though it's a match, that comes from experience, right? So they're on to target 1, Delta Optics.
Beh, vediamo un po' come si comporta Maurizio. Oggi è una giornata, giusto per i nostri amici italiani, oggi è una giornata particolarmente ventosa. Stiamo parlando di venti che arrivano anche 11 metri al secondo. Ecco, bell'impatto pieno.
Bravo, bravo.
Bravo.
E non solamente sul vento, ma l'elevazione è perfetta anche.
Sì.
Vuol dire che hanno fatto il loro truing ieri.
Questo l'ha preso di sguincio, come direbbero in Toscana. Bravo.
Guardate che
Ora
rosata,
abbiamo
ragazzi.
visto tre colpi veloci, sparati veloci, e di norma con questo vento è una delle migliori strategie, perché si cerca di rimanere sempre con lo stesso parametro, quindi non dover andare ad agire sui controlli della nostra ottica troppo per andare a correggere il vento, quindi sta facendo veramente un'ottima prova. Notavo prima con il team tedesco che continuavano a essere persistenti sul basso, e parlando con altri tiratori si ipotizzava ci siano anche un po' di venti che spingono verso il basso, dovuti al giro sulla montagna che c'è attorno all'area di tiro. È un bel challenge oggi, un bel challenge. Si consultano. Quando vanno a lavorare sulle ottiche non devono solo guardare per il vento e l'elevazione, ma le ottiche moderne oramai sono tutte dotate di correzione del parallasse, quindi è importante correggerlo sulla distanza che noi stiamo andando a ingaggiare. Qui siamo sul zero compromise, un bersaglio che è a una distanza di basso, ha colpito basso.
Siamo
Deve alzare.
sugli 810 metri qua. È un bersaglio di 2 MOA a questa distanza. It's a 2-minute target here. Bang it.
Impatto.
Bang it.
Bene, è riuscito a dare la giusta correzione. Was the right correction.
So this zero compromise target can also be a challenging one. And bang on,
Bell'impatto pieno,
12 o'clock, yeah.
centrale, ha calcolato molto bene il vento.
Now we're on the Reloading International target. Reloading International and IV shooting, they came in together. IV makes an adjustable mount from 0 to 200 minutes. So if you keep your scope, basically you adjust the base on that mount. Say you put 100 minutes on and you dial in the difference. So that's how they're using them. And Reloading International supplies reloading equipment all around the world, and they've been really helpful when we spoke to them in Germany. I would like to thank them from here because they were the first to say, hey, we're on board, we're going to help you guys out. Them and Cutting Edge Bullets, and as well as Hornady in the US. We all met them at the same venue, and these guys were the first to say, yeah, we're going to come in and help you guys out. So thank you very much. You guys support the industry, you support the sport, and shooters should look at giving business to you guys because you really stand behind us. Okay, now it's on the 1 minute target. This is one of the most challenging Reloading International targets.
We are 810 meters.
This is 1200 actually. This is 1200.
Oh,
here
okay, 1200.
on this target. Maurizio, let's see. Right, that's about
So he moved more toward right.
about
So
5
probably
minutes
he's
right.
giving too much correction
Yeah,
in windage.
it's about 5 minutes off, 4 or 5 minutes off, I think. Closer,
Nothing.
but still
3
further
miss.
out.
3 mancati. In questo caso ha dato molto probabilmente troppa correzione al vento. Pensava che fosse forse più forte e niente, non è riuscito a entrare dentro il bersaglio. 1200 metri iniziano comunque già a essere una distanza abbastanza importante, poi con questo vento è sicuramente molto complicato, ecco dai.
Now we see the Cutting Edge Bullets target 4 at 1340. Thanks Dan from Cutting Edge to support this. We had a chat with you guys when we were there in Germany, and we were telling about this event in Sicily and showed them a few videos of what we're trying to do here and the live stream and all this. They were very helpful, first ones to come in, and that's amazing. So Cutting Edge Bullets, they also make, they're renowned for their monolithic bullets, very popular for extreme long range. They also make a hunting line, and actually I believe they started as a hunting bullet distributor, and they did really well with their 550s and 416. You see these running all over at Retton, at Spring Canyon, and some of our friends here from the US, they run these. So you know, these are the guys that know what they're doing in the business. It's a 6 o'clock hit there, must come up around 2 minutes, I believe. This is a 1.7 minute high target, so it was like a plate out, maybe even a little bit more. Windage was good.
Correggere il vento. Secondo colpo e siamo di nuovo uguale. Effettivamente è riuscito a centrare di più, però continua a essere basso. Vediamo come sarà.
We will shortly also have Kurt from Norway. Kurt will be commenting.
Impatto.
Bravo.
Bravo.
Kurt from Ulfhednar, they make very nice shooting accessories, line of bags, drag bags, and other kits that we use for this sort of shooting. They're also big in PRS and the hunting stuff. He come from a country where shooting is a big sport in Scandinavia. We met Kurt in Germany, and he was very helpful. He said, we'll do our best to help you guys out. And this is what makes the industry special, when you've got brands wanting to see more of these events. Seeing there also the banner of Speed Tracker, which is now Optics. I would like to thank Clara there for helping us out, as well as Armeria Marcore. Windcut bullets as well from Italy. Looks like almost like an Armalite break there. Salvo Iacono lining up here. Saro is a very well-known Sicilian shooter. He's running a March scope there, one of our sponsors. You can see March as well in the background, and he's got a rangefinder on his scope. This match tries to be as lenient as possible when it comes to what shooters can use. Really, if you can make the hit, come shoot it. Right, so we hear a lot of things. The only thing we restrict is solid leg like bipods, like we use in F-class. Otherwise, you can't have an adjustable. Well, you can have an adjustable rear, but the bags must not be mechanical, right? So that's a normal bag there, and he's adjusting, as you can see on his bag rider. Saro is a very experienced shooter. Can we get the microphone from Saro? Is it possible to hear what they're saying? We may not understand the Sicilian, but we'll see what we can pick up. Maybe Danilo
forse
can.
posso fare un po' di traduzione.
Ok, Saro Iacono, un traduttore siciliano. We'll try to get the mics closer to the shooter so we can give you a little bit of insight of what they say. Target 1, red, Schmidt and Bender target. We've got two interesting shooters here. We have Saro Iacono on red lane, and we have a French team with Gay Jean-Luc as a spotter. Is also a very experienced team. First one on target 1, Saro was low.
Ma ha avuto l'impatto. O no?
No, era
No.
fuori. Solo
Mi ero
corregge.
distratto, non guardavo. Qua tra l'altro, per chi si è appena collegato o da poco o magari non ha sentito prima, i primi bersagli hanno un angolo in discesa abbastanza elevato, quindi sono anche un pochettino più complicati per la posizione del fucile. Come vedete, devono abbassare bene il bipiede per riuscire ad allineare l'arma, alzare bene il calcio, cosa che comunque non porta ad avere una posizione troppo comoda nel tiro. Secondo colpo, impatta di nuovo basso, più o meno in linea, era forse un po' fuori.
Ok, passiamo al 2.
Era il terzo colpo, quindi passiamo al... Sì, 0 0 0 0. 4 colpi, 0 impatti per ora.
Quando sei pronto me lo dici, Io ci sono.
Qui vediamo il team francese, Johan Tenepeu, bersaglio delta e basso. è basso. Oggi sto vedendo tanti che rimangono bassi. Nei 3 giorni precedenti hanno avuto la possibilità di fare allenamento su 4 bersagli di conferma alle varie distanze, però il vento continua a essere un challenge molto molto importante. Impatto, ci siamo. Era proprio lo spigolo basso destro del bersaglio riuscito a prendere, vediamo, e niente, di nuovo basso. Sembra un po' nervoso.
And here we're looking at experienced shooters, right? These are French shooters that have quite a lot of experience. They shoot long range in France. They have about 6 or 7 ranges there where they shoot. So even it takes the best of us.
Je la vois pas. Ah si.
Sarah's on the Coltec target 3, 1200. It's probably the most challenging target we have on the match.
Urca beh. Non è riuscito a leggere bene il vento. C'è da dire che ci sono delle raffiche di vento non da poco, quindi questo continuo ballare del vento spesso e volentieri non ci lascia molte possibilità nel momento in cui andiamo a fare il tiro. Vediamo il suo secondo tiro. Ora è in linea, deve riuscire a alzarlo.
In this match we allow shooters to, we're very lenient. We believe if you can do something that basically can help you hit, do it. So if you want to have Kestrel, doesn't matter. You want to put a wind vane next to you, doesn't matter. I don't think there's anything that gives you a gold standard, right? You still have to get the wind right. You can put whatever your rangefinder on your scope, doesn't matter. You have the opportunity to range them anyhow, so it won't give you anything more. You can have your phone next to you, check whatever you want. If you can make the hit, come shoot it. And we see the Solid Solutions Designs target. Thanks Harry for helping us out a lot this year. Solid Solution Designs provides both custom rifles to sports and law enforcement as well, and their main importer. They also provide us with equipment related to ELR, both in terms of optics, rangefinders, and anything we use, basically Harry can get that for you. So he's the guy, solidSolutionDesigns.com. Check them out. They're based in the Netherlands, and they have very good network also in the US. So they're the guys to speak to if you're into ELR. Sarah's still low on that target.
Yeah, he has a sequence of low impact. But again, I saw this happen for many of them. Though it was consistently on the same point. There is one fact about the correction in elevation and also in windage that very often happen to the shooter. They are like a little bit scared to give too much correction, and then the correction that they are going to apply is not enough to hit the target. So we always used to say, if you hit the ground, then you have to go really hard directly. Don't be shy to click your rifle to going up. Here we have the French team, and they hit. Stiamo vedendo Michael che si prepara.
Michael is a very dedicated shooter from Germany. They also have challenging situations with ranges. They have a lot of ranges in Germany, but it seems that they're not open to civilians, and
Well,
so they get to travel a lot.
Not that many ranges, because in Germany they can only use. They have only for civilian 300 meters maximum distance. There is one range that has a 500 meters, but is in one tunnel, and then all the rest are military ranges. There are some bigs, but it's quite impossible to obtain the authorization to go in. So whenever they want to shoot longer, they have to travel. Same things is happening now in Austria. and in
Jokingly,
Switzerland.
I always tell people when they tell me they want to get into long range, I say, do you like to drive? if you like to drive, this may be your sport. So motoring may be the first thing, and then the long-range shooting. Because before you make a long shot, you'll make a long drive.
Yeah, but you combine two things. You can have holiday and at the same time enjoying your holidays in the shooting range.
That's correct. In fact, we've seen some very
It's
nice
like-
cars coming over because people like to drive. They have to like to drive. So they typically choose very good, comfortable vehicles getting there. In fact, in one of the surveys I ran with the shooters, I asked them, what's your favorite brand? What do you like to drive? And one of the guys said, I'm powered by F-150.
Yeah, probably they have to find a sponsor within the automotive industry
Yeah.
first.
Michael is on the Schmidt & Bender target. May we remind you, have Jonas on site, Jonas Holler from Schmidt & Bender as well. He's been extremely helpful with us here. He got us some of the equipment with him. He's got some scopes to show around, and some shooters wanted to try them, put on the gun, and was happy to give them to them and try. So thanks Jonas and Schmidt & Bender for helping us out, premium sponsor this year. Michael is lining up on target 1 after cold bore, Delta target.
What we are doing in Føre is in the future we will have a list of every long-range shooting range that you can find in Europe with all the contacts, so that everybody wants to go shooting range. Long-range shooting, they can just hit the website and find the best or the closest shooting range to them.
Send it when ready.
Now we can put in the mics on so we can hear what these shooters are saying between them.
High.
Dry. He's in Mills. I believe he's in Mills. Is there a Kale scope there? Possiamo zoomare?
Spotter ready.
Possiamo zoomare sul tiratore?
Just under.
Sì, sull'ottica.
Spotter ready. You were a little bit too low.
Yeah, thank you for the Regia for this close-up. That's Kales. Kales is also one of the sponsors. They're here on site with Ales and Giulia from Italy. Kales makes series of scopes, both for hunting and sporting purposes, and they're very renowned in the industry, Austrian optics, and they've been around for a long time, and they're also very helpful, and they support matches. So we invite you to take a look at their website and see what these guys offer for the sport. We'll see a few other Kales on the range today. I've seen quite a number of shooters running Kales. I believe that's a 5 to 25. I believe it's one of the more popular models that the brand runs. Voer also knows these.
9 minutes. Spotter ready. Send it. Just to the left edge. Come to the right a little bit. Or hold right edge.
So
Spotter ready.
Solo per saperlo e comunicarglielo. Altrimenti stai lì di fronte.
Hit.
e abbiamo il primo hit di Maya su Zero Compromise Optic Target. 6 colpi, un hit. Secondo hit, questo l'ha proprio sbucciato il bersaglio, quindi ora ci spostiamo ai 1200 metri sul bersaglio Reloading International. 1200 metri inizia a essere una distanza abbastanza interessante. Il tiro sportivo sta portando le distanze sempre più avanti, cercano di sfruttare al massimo ogni componente, ogni granello della polvere da sparo che hanno nei loro colpi.
Spotter ready, send it. Yeah, you're on the left, far out.
Siamo un po'...
Need to come a lot
forse
to
come
the
altezza
right
ci
side.
saremmo quasi, come elevazione aveva probabilmente corretto troppo il vento.
Spotter ready. Oh, just left edge. The height is perfect. Spot ready.
Niente, questo bersaglio proprio
7 o'clock. Oh,
non gli è stato favorevole. Ora ci muoviamo al cutting edge pallet target, 1340 metri.
Okay, we've got Gary Costello over from Mars Scopes. Gary flew in from the UK this week. We saw him set up yesterday with a very sexy rifle, and he's gonna give you his thoughts on the match today. So there's Danilo, there's Gary here, and soon we'll have also Sylvain Monet that will join us from Switzerland remotely to give us his thoughts on the match.
spotter ready. Oh, 5 o'clock, just outside the target. Come a little bit
Yeah, we're welcoming now. We're seeing Freya. Freya's Danish. They live in Sicily, and they get to do some shooting in the sun, unlike Denmark. There's the first time they're competing. Freya and Klaus. They're running a 300 Winchester Magnum Ruger. We see them practice a little bit around here yesterday. How would you feel running this match with a 300 Win Mag, Gary?
I probably wouldn't. No.
What are you running for the match?
I'm running a 33XC, which I've shot here before, which seems to do very well. Obviously not so good on the round count, but I don't shoot it for fun too much. I shoot a 300 Norma for practice, so this one's quite an unusual setup with the bipod on the stones. Not my idea of a position, but it's each to everybody's own. They obviously shoot it well that way, so it'd be good to see how they do.
Here's Sylvain.
I like her position. She's really pushing on the bipod, so she's locking the rifle between her weight and the bipod, not using muscle. So this is one of the best positions that I like in the shooting. Like locking everything there and then being able to sustain the recoil a little bit better, remain on the scope. And she's using a vortex scope, right? Is it?
It does look like a vortex color to me, and yeah, I think if you're loading the bipod and you
this is a nice camera.
That's for sure. Yeah, definitely you need to lock in. You know, the guys that shoot on the skis, sort of more F-class style, obviously have a bit more tracking on the rear bag and so forth. So definitely, yeah, she's definitely locked in though.
She was talking to me earlier, and she told me, this is my very first competition. And she didn't really train very much. She got the rifle like 2 weeks ago, so she has got very few rounds with this rifle. I mean, with a complete setting. I'm really curious to see what will be her results. She's preparing for the cold bore. Mitten bend the target. Nothing seen.
Didn't see that one at all.
Not even the splash.
Setting up for the target one, the Delta target.
So it's a little bit busy in this black box next to the range. We've got Paul
Straight
Phillips
underneath
here.
The target. The windage was good. Hopefully she'll just come up.
Morning, Paul. How's it going?
Good. How are you? Good. Awesome.
Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being with us, Paul. And he's also going to be giving us a little bit of his thoughts with Gary here. So we've got two heavy hitters on the commentary side. What do you think of the match this morning?
Target.
It's a bit windy. We got gusts from 10 to 20 miles an hour, and you know, anywhere from 1 to 3 o'clock. So it's really quick changing directions and intensity. So the spotters really have to hit their hands full.
This target.
And it's tricky, but it's fun. Yeah.
Gary, what would you put on for wind for a target like this at 680? What do you think? How many minutes would you put?
I haven't looked at the speed. It's going to need at that distance 15, 20, I don't know, 3-4 minutes.
Oh, I'm not going to say.
It's gone.
Because we hit it right down the middle. I think we had 5 or 6 minutes right at the cold bore. It was pretty tricky when we went up there. Do they have a running tally, Gary?
Say again?
They have a running tally?
She has not had an.
No, I mean for this overall scores. They have a running tally?
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh. This is quite the operation guy here.
A nice impact there on target 2 with Fabrizio.
Notice he's holding the stock out of the bag.
Fabrizio's an F-class shooter as well. He shoots with us at Bisley. He's shot very well before. I think he's won a few medals and cups over the European Championships and various other F-class matches. So he's getting ready to shoot on number 2, March target, 5-42 by 56.
A March target with a Night 4 scope.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Yeah,
looks like a bit low.
Slightly left and low.
Yeah, the wind is changing so fast with direction and intensity. You really have to stay on it.
Yeah, nice.
Just caught the
Bottom
edge.
Didn't put the bolt down. Yeah, that one
Low again.
7.8. Piastra 3 rossa.
What target's that, Rod? I can't read it. Coltac.
Coltac? Let's see.
L'audio, se mite.
Yeah, Coltac. Yep, Coltac. Target 3.
Hai 7 minuti.
This is a small one. This is like a minute and a quarter.
Looks like just one impact on that target so far.
I think that's ours.
Did you hit that, Paul?
Yeah.
Nice.
Piastra rossa
Yeah.
3.
Could have come up a little bit and slightly to the left.
Yeah. And the first 2 shots were like an inch off the left edge.
I'm only joking with you, man. A hit's a hit, especially in that wind.
Actually, is he red? Oh, so we were shooting at the green one.
Abbiamo 2 a
So
destra.
we were at the other target.
Okay.
Due a destra.
But that's a sign, though. If there's only one impact on a target, that's pretty tricky.
Yeah. How many shooters through now, Rod?
Total?
Quando vuoi, Piestra 3.
Oh.
Prendi.
Is it low?
0,5
low and slightly right.
a sinistra.
And see, this is where he's got to burn it. He can't be waiting. Because by the time he shoots again, he'll have wind again.
I think he's struggling slightly with his rear back there, just getting
Yeah.
to the right height. Always a problem.
Yeah, it's important to have that consistent pressure, shoulder pressure. It'll give you elevation if you don't.
Yeah, low again.
And see, you see how he's moving that in the rear, up and down?
Yeah.
So it's like it's unsettled.
Impact.
There we go.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
8.9. 8.9.
And only 2 impacts at 4.
Yeah, on the solid solutions target.
Ross.
Got to transition it round. Paul, are you using a conventional rear bag, like bunny ear bag?
Just a squeeze bag.
Squeeze
Yeah,
bag, okay.
Squeeze bag, yeah. It's a little quicker. You just have to be careful to set the weight down in so that it's compressed before you start shooting, because it will settle in your string.
Hai di laterale?
I see he's trying some different things here.
Yeah, always a problem getting that elevation the way you want it. I've just got one of the new inflatable bags, which actually I quite like. It's not quite running the same as an eared bag, but
Yeah.
does give you some speed.
That's one thing. It's kind of a cross, almost like a PRS style, because you're fluid and you have all these different angles and different directions of fire and different inclination. Unlike F class, where it's just a flat range, and
Yeah, agreed.
you know,
Agreed.
this is where you have to manipulate the bag and your bipod and then your consistent recoil. When you're moving
we go, he's
around,
just
you're
taking-
changing all that angles, and
Oh,
there's an
nice.
impact, lower left.
Mira a ore 1.
Nice.
Very good.
Ore 1.
Just caught the edge.
Aim top right.
Prendi.
Oh, you can tell how
He's
that wind
been
is
he's been
changing.
low on the last 2 targets.
Yeah.
Low left. So he if he centered his group, he probably needs to come up at least a minute.
Yeah, a minute low.
And right, yeah. It looks like he's dialing to center.
E 0-1 basso.
Yep, he's coming up. Looks like. Yeah. And that's the question: do you hold or do you dial?
It's a 3-3 with that mag on there.
Low left again.
Yeah.
Same spot. He had a good group there.
So only 3 on that target as well. I think he's done.
Did you want to do any other types of talking or anything? Or
Yeah, basically, anytime people can jump in, I want to get that going.
did you want to talk to us at all, or no, or do that later? Or this is just commentary.
Yeah, but
Did you want to talk to Drew about coming through here?
yeah, Drew can jump in.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to get the
Sure.
speed going, and
Okay.
then one can jump in when they want. As long as
Okay.
there's someone here at
Right.
one time, we're good.
Okay.
So I also have to go and shoot and spot for someone, so I'll
Okay.
leave shortly. Just want to make sure that who's connecting with us from overseas can get through.
Did you want to talk to Drew about being a sponsor, maybe?
Yeah, of course.
Wanna do it right
so
now?
When we introduce him as Drew from Police Web.
Yeah. You want to do that right now? Yeah. Okay. I'll have him come in. I'll just have him come in. You can introduce him. Good luck, Gary.
Is it Giro?
I'm on the 230.
Well, it could be dead cold by then.
I've looked at the wind, it's not going to be.
Deve accettare tutte le cose, ovviamente, se no non li fa usare il microfono, ma questo anche lo zoom, no?
Yes, sir. So now we've got Drew Bessenson from Poiswell Poiswelt is a sponsor, new one this year. So thank you very much, Drew, for joining the list of 25 sponsors on the 4th edition. Drew just shot this morning. We saw an amazing run from him.
Because his first shot was way off to the left. So just bear that in mind.
And he's going to be now joining us on the live stream with Gary. Hello, Drew. How's it going?
It's going fantastic, fantastic. And I will say, being a sponsor of Extreme Shot Italia IV, it's truly a pleasure. And it's really the sponsors and more sponsors that are here today that really help this become a phenomenal shooting competition. But I will tell you that Rod and his staff and all the people, everybody's pulling together here from probably about 18 countries. And with that being said, everybody's here to help everybody, and that's what makes ELR such a fabulous sport. Hey Gary, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, Drew. You had a good run, nicely done, especially in those winds.
Well, you know, this is my second year, and I learned from guys like yourself and Paul Phillips and everyone else just to truly learn all the little things about shooting ELR, which I like to say wind is my friend, only because I like to be positive.
Well, some of the time. And some of the time it's your worst enemy. So I found my first time here was 2021? Was it 21? I think, or 2020. And I found the hardest thing was transitioning, finding the targets. Because I've been here
Are you going to try and shoot in the lull or not?
You were pretty good to see it beforehand because we had a reasonable practice, didn't we? So
I draw out the targets on a card. So for instance, here we have a green lane and a red lane. So I used a green index card and drew out the topography, and so I could practice in my mind as I looked at it to find the targets. Because I will tell you, one of the biggest issues I've had is going to brand new places, never shooting before, and being a little lost.
Yeah, finding the target, time is just eaten up big time. So yeah, my first time here, basically, I drew a map and put the targets up, and then, you know, just tried to transition smoothly and not have to search for them. So having a low power starting optic as well is good.
Yes.
Guys rocking up with like big heavy 20 to 50 type scopes, you're going to get into trouble. So having a low optic power, you know, 5 or 7 or whatever it is, does help for sure.
Yeah, if I didn't turn mine down to 7 for the next target, my spotter will definitely let me know that I have not turned it to 7.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Prior to the engagement of the target.
Yeah. So I think choosing a scope as well is important. I'm not here to sell scopes, but having a starting low magnification and a fairly good high end magnification really does help.
Absolutely. I mean, you still need to be able to see those far targets and see them clear enough to put your reticle on. So I agree with you. I think quality scopes are so important, so very important. Because if you can't see it, you're going to be in tough shape.
You can't hit it, yeah. So what do we got here on the target?
Gary, you've been shooting for a long time, and you see this topography out here kind of starting down in the ravine and going up across the side of a mountainside. Tell me what your thoughts are when you're watching some of these misses and you see the dust go. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, shooting in sort of a valley in between two hills is always challenging because the wind finds its own way on the topography, and you're going to look at the wind from where your firing point is, and you're going to take a reading and make a call, and then at the end result is what it does on target, and that's always tricky in these conditions, especially when it's gusting and picking up and dropping off.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez? Ah, c'est
Steady
bon.
one, you're okay.
Okay, we've got Sylvain live from Switzerland joining us remotely. Bonjour Sylvain, comment ça va? Sorry Gary.
Bien et toi?
Ça va très bien, ça sera mieux si tu étais ici, mais on est très heureux que tu es en ligne avec nous.
C'est un vrai plaisir pour moi aussi de pouvoir vous rejoindre, surtout après vous rejoindre après le 2 Miles, cette magnifique compétition de l'Extreme Shot Italia. Ah, ça y est, il y a eu un bug.
Drew, can you tell us something about your company? Are you sponsoring as Poise Wealth? Just tell us a little bit about you as well for the audience back home.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yes, Poise Wealth is a financial services company. We primarily focus in two areas. One is investment portfolio management, and the second is wealth transfer planning. Most people understand stocks and bonds, if you will, but when it comes to planning, most people don't really understand that one day their wealth will transfer, and who does it transfer, what form does it transfer, and does it transfer in the most tax-efficient manner possible. The advantage of Poise Wealth, here being a sponsor, is Bleakley Financial Group that I'm a part of and a partner with. We have the ability to do accounts all over the world. So being international shooting and also being able to have international accounts at the same time has really provided a unique marketing aspect for Poise Wealth, and we're really proud to be a part of this. And this is actually Poise Wealth's first international sponsorship. So thank you, Rod. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for coming along, and you were right away very supportive, you and Paul, and you gave us a little bit of your mind about the match as well, and it was fun coordinating all this with you guys. You were very on the ball, and that really helps when dealing with so many sponsors. And now we also have Danilo here. So we've got Sylvain from Switzerland remotely, we've got Danilo, Drew, Gary. Gary seems like he's gonna go get a toast.
He's the smartest of all. I was watching Godfrey.
How's Godfrey?
Shooting with our rifle.
Sylvain, tu l'écoutes? Tu es encore en ligne? Maybe Sylvain went to get a croissant. He's in Swiss. I have not had breakfast yet, so Sylvain will throw a donut this way.
He really modified the rifle because this is originally an X3. Then he put the stock for the X4. It was better for him.
Okay, and
then
on
he
te
put
vois, Sylvain
match
aussi.
barrel on top of it.
Hey Sylvain, tell us something about your experience shooting in the US. You just came over from the US. Maybe we'll be there with Gary next year. Okay. Thanks, Gary. Tell us a little bit about the experience in the US, Sylvain.
The experience was really cool because it's a great shooter, a beautiful place, and it's similar at Extreme Shot Italia. It's a real good competition with a beautiful place and very nice shooter and a big level. C'est vraiment une très très belle compétition et je trouve que le 2 Miles et Trapani se ressemblent beaucoup dans l'ambiance et la complexité et la difficulté. Et c'est un vrai plaisir d'être avec vous. Je sais pas si vous m'entendez bien.
Danilo.
I don't know. Did somebody hear me? Et ça a replanté. Ça a replanté. Ah non, pardon.
Also Godfrey is really struggling with this wind.
It's really interesting to watch the wind today.
Yeah.
It's look difficult.
As I see that the majority of them are mainly underneath the target, but they are always low. So it's a weird situation, I would say.
I think the geographic situation make it. The wind put the bullet down.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. We were talking also with other shooters, and more or less everybody has the same opinion. It's just the wind is twisting inside the valley and then pushing the bullet down. I've been asking to some of the shooters, they have got like a 7, 8, 9 clicks up to correct the impact, and they were still on a low.
Wow.
So
7 click.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, even though the distance, it's a lot.
Yeah. It's very interesting because we can see the weapon don't move, the position of the shooter.
Yeah, it's very.
What's this? Nice shot.
Ah, gosh. The last one was a hit.
Consistency, right, gentlemen? Consistency, doing the same thing, holding it the same way, same shoulder pressure every time.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're always sad on those ones that we missed. Doesn't matter whether it was an inch from the plate or 3 feet from the plate. It's still, oh, I could have got that if I just would have done X.
In Italian language, you say con I se e con I ma. With if and with but, you don't go anywhere.
Yeah, hindsight in shooting is absolutely 2020, as we say in America.
The cold ball looked like the same as last year, very small.
Yeah, the cold bore is very small. It's very small.
Yes.
And it's not only very small, it's very
angled.
deep angled
Yes.
down in the valley.
In Imperial, it's 6 inches by 7.8 inches.
Yeah.
That's small.
Well, but mainly all the targets around the line are not that big, I have to say. I mean, in these sports, it's not like the F-class that you look for precision, for grouping, but still, the target is not that big, so you need to be precise, otherwise you're not going to hit it.
Well, for those of you who are MOA, you know, these are really 1.5 minute targets, where I know a lot of the ones we shoot are 2-minute targets. So you have to calculate different, because we're really interested for the width of it, not the length of it.
It's an extreme long range F-class.
Yeah, probably. We could call it in this way.
One of our female shooters are up.
Oh, yes.
How many women do we have this year shooting?
Not very many, or I would say very few, and I would like to see much more in these sports. I was making a video that I will post on my YouTube channel probably in the next week, where I was telling these sports, it's a sport where it doesn't count which sex are you.
No,
So
it doesn't matter what sex. It doesn't matter
You can also
anything.
count, like in the Olympic, that it was this big trouble. Here you can count whatever you are.
Well, I will give
The
everybody listening to take a look or Google up King of 1 Mile USA 2024, a teenage girl beat us all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw her.
Yeah.
I saw her.
You want to see 102 guys kind of have a tear coming out of their eye? Yeah. So, ladies, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You have excellent skills, and many of the people would love to see more women in the sport. They're more competitive than most people think, and with the gear that we have and all the wonderful people who are willing to give you guidance and advice and training, there's all types.
Yeah, one of the things of these sports is that after the shooting moment, you see all the competitors that are talking together and giving suggestions each other. So there is not this like, I want to win, you have to stay there, or cheating or whatever. It's just a matter of making the results, and whatever results is always happy.
Everybody wants to help everybody as we grow this sport. And, you know, you may see a lot of impacts, you might see a lot of misses. However, it's all fun. And the camaraderie, not only at night, but during the day, everybody's willing to help. And they surely have helped me over this last 2 years.
Yeah. Me too. I'm coming from the military use of the guns into the sports, and I'm learning a lot. I'm really learning a lot. I always say, I say to everybody, you know, before coming into the sports, I knew 4 or 5 calibers. Now everybody comes here and start talking about dates, about brass, about primers, about powder, and I do this and I do that, and I watch them like if I was a little kids. I don't know.
Absolutely.
It is so interesting, this sport.
That's what I love in this sport. It's a family. Everybody speak with everybody and are ready to help another shooter. It's really nice for that.
Low on the cold bore, target delta. Oh, no, cold bore. This was delta. Okay, cold bore was a hit.
Yes.
Giulia Trevisan, una nostra italiana, sponsor ufficiale di Cales, compete da tanto tempo e oltre a essere una brava tiratrice è anche una bellissima tiratrice. I just say, so she's an Italian competitor. She's sponsored from Cales.
Yep.
And anyway, even to be a very good shooter is also a very nice lady. So.
Yes. In Calais is a sponsor here, as
Yeah,
they've been.
yeah, it's one of the sponsors.
Yep.
Nice, very nice. I say she is a very good shooter. And in these sports, we have to say that it's not always only the shooter. One of the most important thing is the spotter, because he is the guy that has to give us correction and tell us the wind and let us know if we have to modify something, etc. So it's really the team spotter and shooter is always very, very important.
Communication.
Yeah,
Communication between the two has to be clear and distinct. It's not a conversation.
Exactly, the communication is very important.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry, don't worry.
Say, go ahead.
Well, just say what you say is because the communication is very important, and the spotter is the mom of the as a team.
We see probably he's now checking with the binos for wind. I don't know why he used the binos. It's really, really important. I mean, in the sports, there are a lot of instruments that can help you checking for the wind. But then, oh, another nice impact. One of the things, a second impact was right on the corner. 3 impact. This is again
Nice.
a very good strategy. They shoot 3 rounds, one after the other one, in a short time, so they can keep in the same meteorological condition. Let's say so, wind, etc. is always the same if they can manage to shoot 3 rounds in a row in this way. Very good strategy, and of course, 3 impact.
I think when you've got the wind situation, to what you say is right. You need to shot really fast for keep the same wind range.
Yeah, yeah. I saw it doing now by the 2 Italians. It was a guy before, they made in this way, and now Giulia.
But it's not easy to shot really fast and keep the target in your scope.
No, no, absolutely not. It's you really need to find a proper position to shoot.
Yeah.
And being able to lock the rifle in a position so that you can repeat every time more or less from the same in the same condition.
Yes.
Okay, she has got 2 miss, low, went on windage.
That's a small plate.
Yeah, it's a small plate.
It's like a minute and a quarter.
Yeah, a minute and a quarter.
And there's only 3 impacts on it all day. Yeah.
Nope.
It's changing fast.
Yeah. But I believe there is really a strange wind in this target. So now we are on the cutting edge bullet target, 1,340 meters.
Yeah, he's against that breath he gets. It's tricky. We'll just watch her drone go.
I actually don't know why she keeps the rifle on the front.
Ah, ça a coupé.
So the wind is going up a little bit. Low. Center target below.
Ah. Attendez, appareil de merde.
Impact. What do you think about this position? Keeping the rifle so in front, instead of having the hand back on the shoulder.
In terms of the position, Andrew here at WMS Firearms Training, you're looking at a position which is solid at the start, which is sustained through the course of shooting. You want all your hands to be doing something, and having the left hand forwards holding the magazine may not be adding as much support to the rifle as it could do tucked in at the back.
Exactly. This is what I was thinking.
Having said that, the first shot I saw the competitor fire went in a target low.
Yeah.
She made made an elevation correction, and the next shot was a hit.
Yeah.
So as an instructor, we're always thinking, okay, what's the best way to do it? But if a client turns up and the way they do it is working for them, I would never change it.
I could totally agree with you. I always say, me too, I always say that you can shoot whatever you want. The final point is if you hit the target, you're going good.
In every language there's a phrase, and in English it's, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, right. Se non si è rotto, non lo aggiustare.
Yeah. So we've got the principles for shooting. People think that my job is full of wonder and romance and I get to shoot stuff at a mile or further all the time. As an instructor, I spend 80% of my time reminding people of the 4 marksmanship principles. Markspersonship principles now these days, okay? So it's not gender assigned. Number 1, the position and hold must be firm enough to support the rifle through the whole course of fire.
Right.
Number 2, the rifle must point naturally at the target.
Genau.
Checking is as simple as breathing in and out deeply. Sights go down, sights come back up when you breathe out. Number 3, sight alignment must be perfect at all times. You get people looking through scopes, they got shadows, they got tunnel vision, they haven't set the scope up properly for their own eyes. The bullet can't land where the crosshairs is, And then the last thing of all, the shot must be released without undue movement.
Genau, right.
And followed through. And with the reload, you shouldn't have undue movement. We see a lot of competitors firing and then popping their head up off the stock.
Moving everything.
For me, that doesn't work as well as staying on the rifle. Glue yourself to the thing. People have their ammunition box on the wrong side, so they have to kind of reach out, Everything needs to be ergonomics. We can see now the competitor has got the ammunition exactly where it's needed. On the screen I'm looking at anyway. So they've got that sorted out here. What caliber do you, what caliber do you shoot for the long range?
What kind of?
What caliber? What's your? Yeah.
I come from the military competition, sports competition. I haven't done
Patrick
yet.
Moffroy.
And in the military for me was a 300 Winchester Magnum, 338, 50 sometimes, and 308. Those were the 4 calibers. Done. And here I start learning about many other calibers, many other dice, many other things, and it's amazing. It's really amazing. I mean, in the military you have a standard gun, standard ammunition, and you have to hit the target. Dot. Then there is no possibility to change anything or whatever.
We're back on.
Patrick Moffroy qui se prépare. It was my spotter for the King of 2 Miles. It's a real pleasure to watch him today.
Uh-huh. And was him a good spotter?
Yeah, it was very good, and but it was hard because it was the first time he make a spotting at this distance. He's a nice guy, really nice guy. I love him.
We've got some chit chat during these days.
He's always funny. Have always a smile.
Generally, I would say that every people that is here in the competition is really good people, nice people.
Yeah, that's right.
I think the shooting community really brings the best of a lot of people together.
Is it true?
We have clients who are builders, who are accountants, who are retired, who are billionaires, and they all jump up and down screaming like a kid when they get a long-range hit. Yeah, it's a universal thrill.
This is true.
It's a binding sport between people, I would say.
Yeah.
The reason it's a sport that binds us together is because we're an endangered species. we have to stick together.
Well, according to most of the movement that the government are doing now with guns, especially here in Europe, yes. So, you know, now in Austria, they forbid the civilian to shoot, the sport shooter to shoot over 300 meters. They cannot. And the justification is because these people could be dangerous people. This is really something weird.
It's interesting when you sort of put the authorities on a shooting range and they start to understand they're looking at the nicest of people doing one of the best of things, but when they're in their little offices, in their little government buildings, they're all afraid.
Yeah.
But cars are a lot more dangerous than guns last time I looked.
So Patrick, at the moment, is not really scoring good.
Yeah. It's not wonderful.
Okay,
so
we
sorry
got
for
a
him.
bolt closed and a shot in the making.
No.
It's
Always
interesting.
down.
So many people are running 1 to 2 targets low.
Yeah.
Maybe is that deliberate? Because it's better to miss low with your first shot and see the bullet land. Because some of the targets, the signature above is not as good. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But now he got 3 in a row. Low, low, low. Right, left, center.
In that situation, I'd be just quickly trying to get an aim off. I wouldn't be breaking my position to dial the scope a little bit. I'd just be aiming maybe 1/2 mil up and right from the last shot and try and get the shot within 5-6 seconds of the last one before the wind changes. In terms of the position, there's been a problem with the bipod flopping down, which again is making it difficult.
That's right. Target number 3, I remember the last year, it was very strange because with the wind, you are right, left. It's very hard to have the middle of the targets. I don't know if it's the same to this year. Steve, he wins the last year, the 1 mile.
No. No, I don't have. Anyway, he has a strange setting with the bipod. So this bipod leaning on a wooden surface. I would have rather preferred to go on the soil and then stuck the bipod in the soil, so to be able to be consistent on my position, lock the gun between the bipod and my shoulder, and in this way he has a lot of sliding when he shoots.
I think maybe he's got the wooden board there because he's run out of elevation adjustment on the bipod. I don't know. It's a very complicated bipod. You've got the height adjustment on the legs. You've also got that. Is that a pump effect or something? What's that?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
hydraulic.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I saw just before another guy has the same bipod, but not the hydraulic one.
Yeah.
And he told me there was one hydraulic, so I believe this one is.
I suspect that bipod is well above my pay grade.
Oh, yes.
On the left-hand
I'll get
side,
the chance
it's very
to-
close to the edge. It'll be interesting to see if it falls off the board in the course of fire.
I've got the chance to try it one time. It's really strange because you have to work with your bipod, to work with your bag. So it's it's very strange.
Okay, we're lining up for the next one.
He has the typical European position on the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
We have this European position is 45 degree compared to the direction of the rifle, and the American position is always in line. And I have to say that the American position I really prefer more.
It depends to me a bit
Oh,
on which
nice
rifle
hit.
I'm shooting. If it's a very heavy recoiling rifle, I actually like to be in the European position
Yeah.
because my body can twist a little and I don't take the thing right down my spine. But now that I'm old, I don't like recoil anyway. I love shooting 2.2 rimfires.
Which is anyway an incredible good caliber, I have to say. I discovered the 22 recently, and it's really challenging and nice. Wow. This round was completely off.
We're about
The
3 or
previous
4
round
targets.
was in
yeah.
target,
3 or
and
4
this
targets.
one was really like if he gave too much correction for the wind. Or maybe the wind dropped down. Probably.
Whoa.
At this moment, having seen it go 3 or 4 targets to the right, if I were on the firing point, I'd be aiming 3 or 4 targets to the left and getting another shot down fairly quickly.
Yeah, but he was at the end of
Blustery day.
he was that was the last rounds for the 1,200 meters target.
I'm with you, yeah. yeah.
Now he's getting on the new target, 1,340. Yeah, you see, this is hydraulic pumping, whatever.
We're all here learning a bit more about how to shoot, and I'm here learning a bit more how to commentate. If I said I understood the scoring system at the moment, I'd be lying.
Well, the scoring system is not that complicated. For today,
It's a hit-to-hit,
is the first hit is going to be 3 times the distance. The second hit is going to be 2 times the distance. The third hit is 1 time the distance. So this is how they are making the point. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit different, but
I can see the merit in that system because the reward for the first round hit should be big. Don't we love a first round hit? And aren't they rare?
impact.
Yeah, the third target looked like the same
So
difficulties, sorry,
last 2 were
than
impact.
last year. Nice. Nice shot. Vabbè, comunque.
We have a little bit of pause between one and the other team, so giving everybody the time to clean the line, then the new team getting in the line.
I think it was a choice between running the two firing points separately, so one team would be getting ready on the left when the other team was shooting on the right. But at the moment it seems to be two firing points running at once, and that means occasionally they're both finishing at the same time. So I guess we just have to talk aimlessly over the gap.
Well, we've got a little bit late. Oh, we have Rod on the line at the scope. And yeah, we were a little bit late this morning because this wind was causing a little bit of trouble in all the setting up for the cameras and in the tent.
For the benefit of anyone who's just clocked onto the live lead, just run us through the course of fire. So what have they got in terms of the cold shot and then the different ranges?
Well, as soon as they line up, okay, they have to do all the preparation, checking for the wind, checking for everything, checking for the previous day, so checking the data of the previous day and comparing with whatever is the actual situation in the weather. So if they can confirm or maybe they need to do some changes. And then today targets, the first round is a cold bore. A cold bore is normally the round that you shoot with the gun after you have been cleaning, so it has always a different point of impact compared to all the other rounds. Then they start with the other targets on a different distance. They have 3 rounds for each target for the other 4 targets, I believe they are. And they can keep going on shooting, so differently from other competition where when you miss, you're out. You can keep going shooting and then either you miss or you hit the target, you go further into the target. You have 3 rounds for each target and you have 12 minutes time to complete the whole set. So basically if you make a count, you have about like 40 seconds per rounds per shot. It's challenging. And the target is quite small. As we were saying before.
Yeah, I noticed the one at 1,200 meters, which is a minute and a quarter.
Yeah.
It's almost an act of cruelty in shooting terms. I think when we're sort of entertaining people with shooting with the ranges that we run and train on, we reckon that if you want relative novices to have a nice time, you need a target at least 4 minutes of angle.
Yeah.
You should get the clang, to be fair to people. You can always put a small target next to it and then waste a lot of ammo trying to hit that one.
There is a game, is the blackjack that they are running in the United States. Have you seen this one? That is, no, you haven't seen? So this game is 6 targets in a line, starting from the bigger to the smaller. I believe the smaller is like 1 more, and the bigger is 3 or 4 more, now I don't know. And they have 20 minutes time and 12 rounds. 2 minutes time and 12 rounds, and they go shooting. So if they hit, they go to the next target. If they don't hit, they stay there until they can hit, or they finish the rounds, or the time is expiring. When you get to the last target, so to the smallest, you make 21 points, and every time you reconfirm are other 21 points. And they run this in 500 meters, and I have to say, it's a quick game, because it's a quick game, but it's really, really challenging. You don't have the spotter, even though who is running the game is always giving them not correction but suggestion. Okay, you were right, you were left, in case they really got lost. But it's really interesting as a exercise. We want to bring it down in Italy and in Germany also, but we need 22.
We have a different version of a similar thing where we are in Wales. We call it a know your limits target. And we actually run it a little more cruelly. It's 6 targets. They're 30 centimeters, 25, 20, 15, 10, and 5 centimeters. And it can be engaged from 200 to about 500 meters. 5 centimeters being a small target, you know. And the way we run it, if you miss, you have to go back to the start again.
Yeah, they do on the blackjack. They try to do this on the blackjack also, and it was a complete.
Well, no, people won't do it. They go, no, I got to carry on. I got to. But if you use it as a know your limits one, if you always go back when you miss, you learn at that range your limit.
Yeah.
If at 500 meters you can only get to the 20 centimeter one, then you better shoot at stuff at least 20 centimeters at 500 meters. But it's all a challenge, isn't it?
So now we have Roman Ochaba preparing on the line.
I shot the cold bore right now on the first target.
Okay.
And his spotter is hard.
miss.
Yeah.
So we are now on the delta target. First round, low.
It's interesting, isn't it? 680 meters, so we're on the first target. So many of them are going low, and that's the most valuable hit you can make. So I'm thinking, if I was actually competing, if I put my money on the table today, I'd be running. So the second shot hit the same place. Lovely group.
A little bit further up here to me.
But below the target. A quick aim off where it says delta. I'd be thanking the delta people, and I'd be aiming at the delta.
Oh, final impact. You know, in the military, you normally do. You have this strategy, as you said before. You hit down on the ground. You hit down on the ground just to be sure to confirm where you are, and then you go up in the target. But in this time, we used to say you don't have to be shy with your correction. Give the correction, because anyway, it seems to be like very close to the target, but it isn't. If you are like 1 meter before the target on the ground, are many clicks that you have to go up before hitting the target. And I see here, I have like the feeling that there is a little bit of shyness to move this elevation, or the windage also.
I think when people are doing the adjustments with the scope all the time, there's a tendency to think a couple of clicks will fix stuff.
Yeah.
But if at 680 meters you're 1 mil low, you need to come up 7 clicks. So don't be shy out there.
And we also have another rule: 1 click is no click. And this is another thing that you see very often. I give 1 click. Come on.
we say that minor increments don't matter.
Can I translate what did you say, because it's very interesting. Putain, j'ai été coupé.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm very sorry. The microphone was turned off.
No problem.
C'est très intéressant ce qu'ils disaient, parce qu'ils expliquaient qu'ils étaient toujours bas par rapport au gong. Et putain, à chaque fois je suis coupé, c'est un truc de ouf. My microphone turned off again.
No, you're working. We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Et donc, du coup, ce qu'ils expliquaient, c'est qu'ils n'osaient pas donner assez de clics pour remonter. Et ce qui était dommage, parce que, en fait,
So we got
les
a,
clics qu'ils vont donner vont juste se rapprocher de la cible, mais vont pas remonter au niveau des impacts. Voilà. C'était la petite traduction.
So how is spotting road? Is it doing a good spot? Yeah, we see they really struggle to get the rifle in line with the target. This would probably need a little bit more practice in adjusting the position of the rifle between target and target.
the actual setting up of the shooting position before they start is so vital. We've seen a few people with a shooting position which hasn't survived one shot.
Yeah.
So getting it right at the start and then keeping it very important. If you start muscling the bag and pushing it this way and that, the string's not going to have the sustainability because your grip will be changing all the time. So getting that fundamental front and rear support. A little bit low and right on that one.
And you see the tension on the body because you see the foot is high on the back. And then that means he's keep this part of the body tensioned, which is then going to results on the rifle. So this is another thing we're always saying. If you are on a prone position, which is the best position you can be, you need to be as much relaxed as possible. Only your finger have to move. So I have a nice image is a smile and say to prone you use like 43 muscles, to shoot you use 3.
We're always focused on that triangulated position, support from the elbows, the rifle supported at the front. And as you say, having most of your muscles relaxed, your feet turned down flat, everything relaxed is going to give generally the better result. Tension is not your friend when you're shooting.
Not at all. Miss.
Yeah, the wind caught that one.
The wind look really not easy.
But there is also a strange light outside. It looked like to be in the desert with a little bit of sands up. I mean, it's a sandy light.
We haven't had much direct sunlight yet today, have we? It's been a slightly overcast and windy, which is good for shooting, you know. I mean, I'm from Wales. We only see the sun twice a year. So we're used to actually shooting in quite low light.
I live in Constance in Germany, and in there, the first time that I was there, I had a postcard with the sun. And everybody were, why do you have these postcards? So at least I can see the sun sometime.
There's a military saying in the UK, if it ain't raining, it ain't training.
He's really struggling with his position.
Well, you're better to struggle for 8 minutes and shoot well for 4 than to take 60 seconds setting up and then spend the rest of the time trying to fix what you should have done first. We have a little meme for it. It's an acronym, the 6 P's of wisdom. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Can I say that on the line?
Yeah, you can.
or just underneath at
Oh.
1,430
Yeah.
meters. Sorry, 1,340 meters. And it's a miss by like 5 centimeters at 5 o'clock. As I say, I'll be getting another round down there quick before things change too much. Damn, exactly the same place. If they were giving prizes for shooting a group, that would be a winner. Unfortunately, the group
If you
is
don't
not on the
count where
plate.
the group is, then it's going to be like...
It shows the phenomenal accuracy potential of the rifles and the ammunition.
Yeah.
The only problem is us, the nut behind the butt. They say that there's 2 significant indicators for madness with people. One is doing the same thing persistently, yet expecting a different result. And the other one is doing a different thing every time, but expecting the same result. As shooters, we're guilty of one or the other.
Yeah. He's the Lithuanian guy. It's in the military. He's also competing in some competition. He started not very long time ago, if I understood well, competing. But anyway, he has some experience in competition.
It's lovely for me being here for the first time. You know, we come from our own little world in green wet Wales, and meeting such a diversity of people, all with the same purpose, is just wonderful. Every day is a learning
it's
day.
incredible how many nations are here now, how many people flew in here to do this competition with all the problems, because somebody got trouble on the customs, somebody got trouble on the travel, and all of them in the end make to be here, and they were really, really happy.
Coming from a sort of military and police background, what's your opinion of the difference between the sort of F-class and long-range shooting, where they hardly grip the rifle at all? It's like they almost just touch the trigger and stay off the rifle. And then the more military approach of you need to hold on to the thing, pull it into your shoulder. What are your thoughts between the 2 positions, or 2 principles?
Well, since I come from the military, the F-class kind of shooting, it's not really into my rope, we say, nelle mie corde. It is, I believe, is a shooting where you really have to be competent, quite more in the ammunition rather than in the shooting. I mean, not to say that you don't need to be competent in shooting, you need, but then you have another knowledge of the ammunition. This other kind of competition, more closer to the military environment, I like it more. Maybe they challenge you as a human, as a person, and as a system with your gun a little bit more. I'm also one of these very old styles, so for me, all computers and ballistic calculator and blah blah blah, they were something like today would have been for me like amazing going shooting with all this stuff. For us was go shooting, take your data and remember the data, and then the next day you take your book and you go checking for the data. Whenever it's similar to the day you are in, then you use those data.
It's the British military system of using the ASATs, laminated sheets in a book.
Yeah,
And you have a spring book, a winter book, a summer book, an autumn book, a lot of sheets of paper. And in a battle with the mortar rounds dropping around you, you have to look through the book to find the solution. So most people leave the book in their rucksack and they just shoot.
Yeah. Well, in the end, after a long time of shooting, you were developing this feeling. So it was really becoming a feeling. Another thing that I saw in another shooting range some times ago, there is not really much this ability to read the wind through the mirage. So when you talk to people and you say you need to read the mirage to understand what is the wind down there, there are not so many people that are really experienced in this kind of things. I saw a lot of people in the sports that they are not able to read the trace, or they never read the trace. They were always looking for the impact and see where was the bullet and then giving the correction.
It's interesting that Mr. Dovidas, he got a really good first round hit on the cold bore target.
Yeah.
He's now out onto the 680 meter target. And again, the round's gone about one plate low, maybe half to one plate to the left. So the wind's always going to be our enemy, but there's a continuous elevation issue showing through the course of this morning. That was on a different target. I'm looking at the wrong board as usual. Price for grouping, that one's gone a little bit lower, just off the left edge.
Yeah.
But the difference between 525 and 680 is not much.
No.
So how are we looking at a first round hit at 580 and then the two misses lower 680? It's a difficult course of fire.
But it really changed the position of the target. It's really different because the cold bore is really down in the valley, and this is already up, a little bit up on the hill. So it's going to get much more wind than the other one. Probably this could be the things, but even the light where on how you look at the target.
And the position is absolutely different with the cold bore and the first target.
Oh yeah,
because
the
the
cold bore
is
you have
so
to
down.
Raise up really much.
Yeah.
Once again, the other competitor shooting, it got in a couple of plates low. It's a real theme through the day.
For that, the competition is really interesting because you can see the different position of the shooter between all the different targets.
Yeah. I can honestly say that Andrew from WMS Firearms Training has just solved the problem. They need to hang the targets lower.
Probably would have been a great solution.
Someone find Rod, tell him.
Low again. Every time low. Now it's 810 meters. On the March FX target. Impact.
Good hit. Sorry, we're British. We don't say impact. We're not sure about send it either.
Well,
we say shooting, spotting, firing, hit, miss.
Yeah. Okay. In my career, we were saying shooters, spotters ready, shooters ready, send it, hit or miss. And theoretically, not even the miss was hit or was the correction arriving, like directly.
We like very short, clipped stuff, so that the firer will say shooting for 5 seconds before they're going to go.
Yeah.
The spotter replies with the word spotting. The shot is fired. If it's a hit, just say hit. It's great. If it's a miss, straight into 3 o'clock, half a target. 5 o'clock,
exactly.
1, 2 targets. We use the target because it's the only scale you can both agree on. You know how big the target is, you know where it is. If you've got one of these lovely Vortex or other Swarovski do one as well, a spotting scope with mill lines in it, then the spotter can call in mills, that's great. But there has to be a clear language between the shooter and the spotter. so they understand which they're calling. Bill, handing over to you, another Brit in the box.
Morning, everyone. How's it going? Who have we got running at the moment? Where are we? Okay.
There is the screen that is now live. Up there is the other shooter.
Okay.
If you want to switch between one and the other one, you have to ask him.
Okay.
And yeah, then down there you have the name, and red and green is giving you hit or miss.
So, Mr. Dovidas.
So, and then you see shooting. Switching off for a second.
Okay, Mr. Dovidas is shooting there. Okay, so he's red. And if we want to see green, we don't have to ask him to switch, or we can see green over there.
Yeah, I'll just be looking left at the little screen.
Yeah,
Little screen.
is over there. You could
Right.
also ask him to.
We don't know his name.
target
do we?
every green.
Don't know his
If
name.
you want the green going live, then you have to ask him to switch.
Just
one of the lap ones,
Three,
isn't it?
that much. So that's his plate, that's he's shooting on three,
Yeah.
so we can't see which plate he's shooting on? We can.
And we call the plate based on the sponsor that is on top. So this is core tack.
Cold tap plate. Swearing, okay.
Yeah, we should actually say this. We should do
Yeah,
it.
I
We
saw
should-
it a little bit, but
Yeah.
then
We should say the sponsor's name as much as possible. We've been guilty of not doing that.
Really? Okay.
Again down.
Finish this round off, mate. Want to finish the round or you're done?
So we're now on the last target. Solid solution design target, 1,340 meters.
Okay, now we've got shooter in the red lane, firing at target 4. What do we got? We got 2, 3, 4, 5 impacts only so far. Nice decent sized target. He's using a 338. Every chance to get an impact, and no.
Aye.
Okay, low left. He's getting ready to fire again. Hopefully he's made an adjustment. These long delays are because the shooters are waiting for the wind to drop. I've just been spotting for a shooter, and the wind is gusting maybe 20 seconds, and you only get 3 or 4 seconds. Oh, again, windage looked better, just looked a little bit low. There's every chance that if the wind's running reasonable speed from the right, it's going to push the bullets down. 338 shouldn't be, but he appears to be a little bit low. 2 shots, he's only got 1 shot left. This is an important target to hit high points, and it's a large target. Most people miss 3 because that's a small plate, but you need your points here. And this chap's only got 2 hits so far. No. Unfortunate. Good effort though. Very difficult conditions. As I say, I haven't shot this morning. Goodness, that looks like definitely the prettiest spotter I've seen this morning.
Well, we have been seeing pretty shooters, and now we have a pretty spotter.
Yeah, well done,
Surely better than
lady.
Rod.
That's difficult in these conditions to spot. Most people's impacts are close at this sort of level. Shooters know what they're doing. They're being frustrated by left and right. And there's quite a lot of pressure on the spotters to actually give a good call. Okay, we're clearing up now. We've got a delay. There's quite a lot of time pressure on the new shooter, get out on the firing point, get your rifle down, get your ammo out. It's not that long. It's about 3, maybe 4 minutes. Here we go. I can see the guy getting set up on green. Don't know his name at the moment. He looks like a French gentleman. And what's he shooting? Well, there's Schmidt and Bender stickers. So we know he's shooting a Schmidt and Bender scope, or maybe sponsored by them. He looks well turned out, professional, getting his gear sorted as quickly as possible. As I say, time is tight.
This is a
Jump on the
US
top.
team.
Definitely
Okay,
French.
on top.
Right, the lower team, yeah. Okay, the guys on the red lane, they look American.
Yeah, this is the team of Brian Wink.
Who have we got? Red lane, Brian Catano. And on the green lane, Chris Batterson. Excuse my poor pronunciation. We'll just call them Chris and Brian. Okay, Chris is almost already set up, but he's just adjusting his bipod a bit. It's a tricky stage because you've got to adjust your position quite aggressively. So the first cold bore shot is quite steep down the hill, so you've got to have quite a lot under the rear, quite a lot of different pads and bags, and then you're chucking them away as quickly as you can as the rifle gradually flattens out as you're moving up the hill. It's irritating, but it's just part of the competition. Everyone's got the same issue. You can't afford to just shoot it off the shoulder. You've got to have a proper rear rest. The size of these targets is small. I can't tell what type of rifle he's got, but he's got his name written on it, which is a good sign. Yeah, there you go. He's adjusting it. He's not quite happy yet. But I predict he'll be chucking out some of those mats from under the rear. It's all part of the game, getting comfortable, and you've got to do it in short time because they'll start counting down, 30 seconds. Most people have got plenty of time. We'll have a look to see how these guys do, but I predict that most shooters finish in good time. So you can afford to wait to find the right time to shoot. Important to get on the right target. Definitely some shooters have been confused by green lane, right lane. I've seen people shoot at the wrong targets. Oh, he's got PGM on his scope, so it's probably a PGM rifle, which is obviously a very good quality French manufacturer. I can't see at the moment what the Americans are using. The spotter is just lying in front of Brian. Okay, he's chambered around.
Spotter got Leopold.
Oh, cold ball
nice.
hit. Okay, that's impressive. It may look a reasonable sized target on the screen, but I can tell you that is the smallest plate you're going to shoot at. And there have been a couple of impacts. It's a very good start, very good for morale. As a shooter, you get that first round. It's great. It's not vital because I think most people expect to miss it, but they want to get some feeling of the windage from it. See how he's already adjusting his position? He wants to bring the bipod up a bit. He's got time. He's clearly a good shot and got a good rifle to hit the cold bore. He'll already be smiling. Have we got any shots yet from, how did the Americans go on green lane? Did we get a hit there on the cold bore as well? Well, they haven't shot yet. I can't see, is that a hit?
Hanno già sparato il colpo? No. Loro? No. Oppure no?
Ah, l'altra linea?
Sì.
Non lo so, fammi vedere sul rosso se hanno già sparato il colpo.
No, he's just shot at it. Okay, let's go back to Chris on the green lane, shooting at target 1. Fair number of hits now on it. Good to see. Delta target.
Yes.
You can see the wind on the banner, Delta banner, still blowing. Oh, okay.
Low.
And see where that went. Low. Okay,
So
bear in mind.
you have been shooting. How is this target? How was the wind? I mean, how were you reading the wind over there?
This target was okay, but you're shooting much steeper downhill than the camera appears. The camera think you're just shooting at it. You're not. You're not shooting horizontally. You're shooting from an angle down.
Yeah.
So him shooting underneath, there we go. He's just shooting only a tiny bit low. You look at it and you think, oh, he's 3 feet low. No, he's not. That's unlucky. He only got 1 impact there. His morale would have suddenly taken a bit of a kick back after his excellent cold bore shot. Anyway, we're on the 0 compromise target now on green lane. What have we got on red lane? How are we going on red? Have they started yet? Oh, okay. Red's done his cold bore. He's lining up on his delta target. Okay.
Ma non è aggiornato il punteggio della green? No, di questa che abbiamo qua.
Questa li aggiorniamo noi, ma questi li fanno loro. Questo è quello che stiamo guardando da loro. Se loro non lo mettono non lo inseriscono. Capito?
Ma che non gliel'hanno ancora messo? Questo è sparato 3 colpi.
Okay, that wasn't a hit, I don't think, by Bryant. Right, here we go. Impact. Okay. 0 compromise, green lane. Chris got an impact. And shooting again. He's shooting quickly because he's happy with the win. He's got a 2nd impact. Shooting very quickly. 3rd impact. Okay, that's nice. Okay.
That's the right strategy.
Yeah, he was happy with the wind. Maybe it was just running at a constant and he just got off 3 quick shots in what? 20 seconds? Not even that. 3 impacts. Okay, that puts him way back up there.
I saw it from other shooters and they were always succeeding. As soon as you have the right dope, then you go and stay in the wind. I mean, stay in the same situation. This is something that even before I was commenting with the other guy, the bipod leaning on a wood surface, is this really better?
Lying on that piece of wood.
Yeah.
Look, some people really, they're concerned about how it's going to roll back into your shoulder smoothly as possible. And so they want to put it on a surface that it runs. It's a personal choice. I love this green grass, and I would just shoot off the grass.
I would have stick my bipod inside the rocky side.
Yes.
So to have the bipod sticking there, like to have a permanent fixed point, and that's it.
Often it's what people have practiced back home, and if they've shot on gravel, they need the board. And now they turn up here and they think, shall I shoot with the board? Shall I shoot without the board?
Could be.
You know,
could be.
So it is a lot of what we're bringing from home. And, you know, these guys in France, maybe they've never shot here before. He's shooting well, though. How are we going on red? So Brian didn't get an impact on plate 1. Okay, there was an impact, or I heard a bell. No.
Another miss.
Chris shooting at the reloading international target. Brian shooting. Oh, I heard a bell then, so there must have been an impact. No. Those are going right, unless I'm missing things. He's had both shots on target 3, which is Rio International, over to the right, so he's putting too much wind on. But it's easy for us sat here in the van to say that.
Yeah, maybe they. Maybe they put the wind and then
again
the
same
wind drop
impact.
down.
3 shots, same place. That's irritating because you'd want your spotter to have moved you significantly, but I don't see his time, but my feeling is he's got a lot of time. That target he was just shooting at is the smallest, hardest target in the competition except cold bore. It just is. It's small, it's very difficult. Target 4
cutting edge
is
target
important.
is the smallest target?
The cutting edge target is the smallest target, yes. No, sorry. The previous target, what was the
okay.
What was 3?
Okay.
Who's sponsoring 3? No, where's the 3 target? Who's the sponsor? Sorry, I've missed it. No, 3 is the smallest. Right, we're out on now cutting edge bullets. This is an important target. You've got plenty of time left. Most shooters have already rushed to get here. You can see the wind blowing. It's a big target. It's worth taking your time. Okay, he's gone straight into it. No, he's a bit low there. There's plenty of time. Okay, he's shooting again straight away. Impact. Okay, all right, go for it. Get that 3rd one in. You need your points at this distance. And an impact. Okay, so you got 2 impacts there. That's valuable. I don't know, but my prediction is I can't see a time on the screen, but my prediction is that was quite a fast shooting round. That's personal preference. I like to run a timer, and I like to try and shoot all 12 minutes if I can, and just hang around until I'm comfy. But some people just want to crack straight through. And he got, well, his impacts haven't all come up on the screen yet. Where are they? Chris got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 impacts on the cold bore, 7. Very good, very good. Right, we've got red lane shooting only at the moment. Brian, again 338 Lapua mag, so same as the gentleman. Chris had been shooting on green. Slightly less impacts. It's a big caliber. Who knows what bullet they're firing, but my guess is they're probably shooting a 300 grain, and it should do well in conditions like this. Some of the smaller rifles, very high velocity, flat shooting, smaller bullets, they'll be good out to 1200, 1400, but then tomorrow at the longer distances, they'll struggle a bit if the wind is like this. If it's not, that's fine. But even the choice of bullet and speed is a trade-off. If there's no wind, you expect to see the small, fast calibers with more hits. But in this type of wind, I'd favor a bigger caliber. Okay, that's a shot from Brian. No, underneath.
Right low.
Right low,
and this target is not very high from the ground, actually, because it's on a bump.
It's okay. This particular red one.
I know,
okay,
because I was going the previous days next to the targets.
Second shot. Again, a little bit low.
Aye.
It's very hard to tell. You know, these guys are shooting. Oh, he's got an impact. Okay.
Impact. Nice.
All right. Okay, we've got a new shooter setting up on green. That looks like a Victrix. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I believe that is a Victrix.
That looks like a Victrix. Now, what's he using? We'd like to know the caliber. He's on green. Could it be Michael Trebien? Actually, I'm wrong. That guy, Chris, was using a 300 Norma mag. I'm sorry. The PGM rifle was a 300 Norma mag.
Michael is using a Schmittenbender.
I got a lot of data here. Oh yeah, Schmittenbender. Victrix Scepter. Shooter is Michael. 338. Now he's opted. They look like that's an Accutac bipod, and he's opted to shoot it off angled feet, which means he doesn't need so much under his rear bag in order to get these early targets. There's some risk doing that, but hopefully it'll go okay for him. You've got to be quite careful shooting big magnum calibers off angled bipods, but hopefully he knows his stuff. Do we know what country Michael is from? Any guesses? What's that patch on his shoulder? Michael Trebien. Okay, well anyway, he's putting a round in there. It's got air attack. Is that an air attack or an Ivy mount? Good. No, I think the Schmidt scope, but I think that's an Ivy mount.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I can see Ivy written on the side. I mean, you will see every type of ELR kit here on a competition like this. It is the top of the game. You know, some of these systems are expensive. We won't talk about the money, yeah, in case someone's wife overhears. They're very cheap. It's very cheap, economical sport. Just reinforcing that. Okay, Michael's getting set up. He's got one. You see on the right-hand side of his rifle, he's got one of those light indicators that when it's level, it'll show green. Some guys love that. It's, again, personal preference. There's lots of good things you can do like that to help with your rifle, but there's not that much time, and the brain can only absorb so much data. So they're all good and helpful when you train with them, but ultimately you've got to concentrate on the wind. There we go. Cold bore shot. No.
Miss.
Okay. Well, we don't. It's hard to tell where the miss was, but it looked like us to the right.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I wanted to say. You see, the spotter here, like with the American team, is on the side of the shooter, and in my knowledge, I mean, as I learned the shooting, the spotter should always be straight back on the shooter, in direction of the target, so not to have these parallax error when you read the trace or the impact, in case you're not able to read the trace. But I saw many of them, they are sitting next to them instead of being behind them.
Look, I completely agree. I don't want to criticize anyone because it's all personal choice.
Of course.
But if you are behind, I mean, I'm quite a tall guy, so I've got to shoot my rifle right out at the front so that I don't kick the tripod of the spotter over. But I want him behind me. Okay, his first shot at Delta looked low. Windage looked okay. But yeah, I want my spotter to be able to see my trace.
Yeah.
When we talk about trace, we mean the swirl of the bullet. You can see the gases as it goes through the air being pushed to one side by the bullet. And you can follow it in. And it is helpful as a spotter. Again, low. Obviously, we can't see it on the TV. You can only see it as a spotting scope. And you can sometimes see it as the shooter, but usually you bounced off the rifle.
If you would have a camera right behind the shooter with a big zoom, you could see it.
Yes.
We have seen with mobile telephone on the spotting
yes,
scope.
correct.
Then you can see the trace.
Impact, good, well done. Yes, I agree. Sometimes we might run a second spotting scope with a mobile phone camera, and you can always replay it very quickly to check where you are in terms of what the impact was. Again,
I just have to say something in Italian.
Please.
Per i nostri amici italiani, vedete quella luce che ha sulla destra del fucile? Quello praticamente è la bolla, così chiamata, sarebbe la luce che ti indica quando il fucile è perpendicolare, veramente perpendicolare, perché sparare con un angolo a destra o a sinistra che viene chiamato il canting può andare a cioè non può andare, va a modificare il nostro punto di impatto rispetto a quello che dovrebbe essere. Quindi nei tempi moderni si usano questi aggeggi che ci aiutano a capire se il nostro fucile è nella posizione corretta. And now we switch back to English.
No problem. Here we go. Well, Michael is lining up on zero compromise optic target, number 2, green lane. He's only had one impact so far on the previous target. Okay,
low
right. So that's a little bit too much wind dialed on, and judging by his face, he's slightly irritated, perhaps by his elevation. He's wondering why, as we all do. Why did it go low? I'm pretty sure my dope was good.
We would like to have something, a connection with the bullet and say, hey, tell me.
Yeah, look, maybe the velocity of that round was slightly low. You know, there's always an idea of, you know, you can monitor your shots through a chronograph, but there's not time really. It's very difficult to do that. Yeah, some people can try, but oh no,
again,
low, again, low. You
it's a nice grouping though.
Yes, but he needs to be bold. You know, someone needs to make a bold call. Although, again, the angle down to 2 is such that it's not as low as it looks to us on the camera.
Anyway, it appeared to me that he's going on holding the shooting instead of correcting on the
okay.
optic.
That's a good topic. That's a personal preference issue. A lot of shooters do like to hold. Same place, same impact.
Constant.
Okay. I don't. I like to adjust. I dial. I think there's plenty of time.
Well, when you have time, why don't you dial? You have the perfect center of your scope, and then you can be precise on the target.
I get lost if I don't dial, but some people can shoot excellently without dialing on an individual target. Assuming they're happy, they won't touch the turrets. And that means you don't have to adjust your position. I'm like moving around, adjusting, reaching over. I don't mind. That doesn't worry me. But some shooters don't like that. And it's fair enough. It's why
we are on reloading international target, 1,200 meters. Let's see if you can get some points here. Those targets, that's really important.
They are small, these targets. It might not look it on the camera, but it's a small plate. The hardest target in the competition, in my opinion.
Yeah, everybody says the same.
I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impacts. I didn't see
low
that.
right.
Was it low right?
I thought it was low right, unless it was the wind over the grass.
No,
but
it's a right wind.
We can see in the grass.
So he's putting on too much wind. So, you know, it's never fair to criticize anyone from the commentary box. But you've got to pick up that his previous target was going right. You've got to be bold. Yeah, it's still going to the right. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody
I
is
know,
on
because
the right
the
this
camera
target.
is also on the right side of the target, so we cannot have these big parallax mistakes in watching it.
Most
I think the
shooters
wind
have
is a
been
little
missing
bit
to the
different
left,
on this
not the
target and
right.
everybody on the right. Oh, sorry.
Red. No action on red. Okay, don't know what's happening there. Okay, Rod's got a round in the chamber. He hasn't closed the bolt yet. He's probably waiting. Judging by the amount of movement of the streamer, there's no change in the wind. Let's see how the 284, I don't know what bullet weight you're going to be using for a 284. It's not a caliber I'm very experienced about. We know it's accurate though, and the rifle is accurate. Okay, cold bore. Was that an impact? It looked like one. And did I hear a bell? If it wasn't an impact, it was incredibly close. Yes, it was an impact. Well done. I thought it was. Excellent. Okay, be happy about that. It's a really accurate rifle and caliber. So that's good news. That'll put him in a good frame of mind. Impact on the cold bore. That is the hardest target. Having said that target 3 is tricky, that is the hardest target, the cold bore. Right, what we want to see is his next target. He's getting set up. Okay, round his chamber. Where's his target, please? Green lane, Delta. Right, so that's his target there, okay? Let's have a look. He's making some adjustments. He's got a little rod that sort of, excuse the pun of his name, there we go. He uses that little rod just to tighten up the bipod. Not sure what type of bipod it is. Oh, impact, okay. Let's get another round down. Impact.
Good. He moves slightly on the right edge.
Impact. Well done. Okay. 4 out of 4 so far. That's impressive.
Little bit lower and right, but it's good. It's inside.
Okay, so adjusting across to the next target. What's that? The zero compromise target. It's just that you've got to move a little bit to the right, a little bit up. Maybe get rid of part of your rear bag. One of the, yes, he's pulling out one of the tiles. That's what I end up doing. You cannot overestimate the importance of him now hitting 4 out of 4. His confidence will be good. He'll be happy with what's going on his rifle, and it does help a lot. If you start off badly, it'll always impact on your confidence. My slot is coming to an end soon in terms of commentary. Okay, he's got a round in the chamber. He's adjusting. He's taking plenty of time. There is time. He got 3 fast shots off. He's doing the correct thing, getting himself comfortable, getting set up. It's no rush. I mean, yes, the clock's ticking. I can't see where the clock is, actually. Somewhere in front of me on the multiple screens there'll be a clock. Doesn't matter. Oh, impact. Okay.
Oh, Rod is doing very well.
Yeah, he's on fire. Impact.
Oh.
Yeah.
Impressionnant.
We have a new commentator. I lead him.
Okay.
One good shooter and one good spotter. You got that.
Okay, Rod's third shot, zero compromise, target to impact. Okay, 7 out of 7.
Magnifique.
Bravo Rod.
Oh, yeah, bravo indeed.
Full
Oh,
impact.
Obviously, both of us commentators say that through gritted teeth, but yeah, well done. Okay, he's moving out now to
Pour la
target
petite histoire,
3,
il y a 2 ans en arrière.
Reloading International, green lane.
Reloading International. Ok. Ecco Rod si prepara, spara con un 284 Cheyenne.
Je vais parler juste en français vite fait. Pour la petite histoire, là, il y a 2 ans en arrière, Roman a spoté 4 personnes.
Che gli dà le sue informazioni.
Et du coup, il a emmené les 4 tireurs en finale. Donc on a vraiment affaire à un très très bon spotter.
He's got an excellent spotter, but he hasn't needed any spotting adjustments so far.
Après, comme on dit, hein, le travail aussi, c'est sur la munition, le rechargement. Parce que si on a une munition qui ne fonctionne pas, malheureusement, on va pas en cible.
Okay, he's lining up,
Donc c'est
third
vraiment un tout.
target, reloading International. They're talking. Roman's talking to him about the wind.
Impact.
Good.
Ooh.
Very
That's
good.
just top left, but that's very good. Like I've been saying, hardest target to shoot.
Oh.
Okay, over to the right.
Aïe.
It's no shame.
Un po' a destra, però ha fatto già un ottimo risultato. Vediamo se si prepara. Avete notato la velocità nel caricare e sparare?
Alors, je vais parler un petit peu en français de nouveau. Sur cette cible l'année dernière, et je crois que c'est un petit peu le même cas cette année, c'est que ça fait un peu la queue de poisson, c'est que ça fait du gauche-droite. On est niveau élévation, généralement, on est bon. Mais pour une raison qu'on ignore, c'est certainement au niveau de la géographie. On se retrouve en fait à avoir une balle qui part à gauche, à droite, à gauche, à droite. C'est difficile d'être en cible.
No.
No.
Okay, same as last time.
Ah.
I'd be happy. An impact on that 3 is still excellent. Okay, we're out to target 4, cutting edge target. I suspect he's still doing well on his time. This is an important target. He's been shooting well. He should get 3 out of 3 if he takes his time. As I say, it's no shame not getting 3 on target 3. It's just a tough one. Checking his
Ecco
dope,
Rod.
dialing in.
Si prepara a bersaglio 4. Cutting edge bullet.
You see how he zoomed out his scope probably to identify the target, get comfortable, and then he'll zoom in on it, adjusting his parallax there a little bit as well to make himself, or make the target rather as clear as possible for him. Okay, he just made a little change in his elevation there. Okay, maybe Roman's giving him some guidance. That looked like a reduction. He's running MOA. He's playing around with his bag to get comfy. I'm sure he's got the time. He'll want the points. This is a score that's pretty high so far. I haven't seen the leaderboard, but this could put him towards the top if we get 3 impacts here. No, he's taking his time, sensible. Oh, okay, just to the right. His last 3 shots have all been a little bit to the right, and that was a little bit low. You can see him adjusting on the screen now. Interesting. If you look at the plate, quite a lot of the impacts are over to the right-hand side, which is surprising, given the wind is coming from the right, and therefore people would usually hit on the left.
You can read on the floors, the wind is very high.
Sembra basso.
Okay, just that windage looked good, but underneath. Everything is blown. Look at the plastic streamer on the base of the tripod. It's going all over the place. There's a lot of wind coming through. Impact. Last shot. Okay.
Yes.
Bellissimo.
Impact.
Excellent run. Okay. Well done, Rod. That's very good.
Bravo, Rod.
And I'm going to hand over now to
Wow.
Rosario.
Magnifique.
Ed ecco che vediamo la classifica provvisoria dei primi 20 e troviamo al primo posto Philippe Mercier con 16.530 punti, al secondo Drev Besons 15.230 e il nostro Rod al terzo posto a pari punti 15.230. Ha fatto un ottimo lavoro Rod. Steve Giannone 11.150 e a seguire Giugia, Chris, Roman, Giulia Trevisan, Maurizio Battaglino. Al decimo posto troviamo Denepo e così potete leggere la classifica via dicendo. I primi 20, ricordiamo, andranno in finale domenica. Domani sarà tutto un altro giorno anche perché avremo altre distanze, altro vento. Poco fa guardavamo che il vento domani cambia di intensità e di direzione più volte durante la giornata, se le previsioni saranno corrette. Tanto vediamo il prossimo tiratore inizia a prepararsi. Sì. Alexander Ivanov, il suo spotter Davis Zaub. Lui tira con un calibro 338 Lapua. Ecco che sbirciano gli appunti, si preparano. Il vento è diventato un po' più insidioso di stamattina e effettivamente tirare in queste condizioni inizia a essere molto difficile. Vediamo che tira con una Night Force.
Alors en carabine, il disait on a une Ruger en 338 Lapua Magnum et une lunette Night Force. Et-
Cold bore mancato. Target 1. Target Delta. Ecco che è pronto. Impact. Bello. Ricordiamo che il target delta si trova a 680 metri. Basso. Da notare la velocità, sembra che tirasse con un'arma automatica. Impact. Perfetto. 2 su 3. Davvero impressionante la velocità di tiro. Perfetto, abbiamo il terzo target 2 e 0 compromise optic alla distanza di 810 metri. Alexander si sta preparando. Ancora qualche piccolo ritocco sul bipiede. È difficile trovare la distanza, fare... Io anche da tiratore vi dico che in 12 minuti a cambiare 4 posizioni, 4 distanze e a regolare tutto, devi fare tutto con fretta. Poco basso. Già caricato l'altro colpo. Di nuovo allo stesso punto. Da notare che non dà correzione all'ottica, perciò corregge tutte nod off. Niente. Tutte e 3 colpi allo stesso punto. Esce gli altri 3 colpi. Ci prepariamo all'altro bersaglio. Target 3. Reloading International.
Je sais pas si vous pouvez voir sur les images, mais il y a quand même, comme on voit, il y a énormément de vent. Après, ce qui est intéressant, c'est de voir aussi la cadence de tir du tireur. Après, sur les impacts, on voit qu'à chaque fois, quand même, sur les cibles, ils sont quand même assez descendre au niveau des impacts. Donc les balles se font écraser. Sinon, on a vraiment quelque chose de très intéressant au niveau des impacts. Une dispersion qui est relativement bonne. Là, on est passé sur la cible 3, qui est... J'arrive pas à lire le sponsor, je suis désolé.
Ed ecco pronto. Sulla destra, basso a destra. Da notare come quasi tutti gli impatti di diversi tiratori stanno andando tutti bassi, quindi il vento porta il colpo sempre verso il basso. Impact. Bello.
Bien.
Impact.
C'est fort, hein, parce que toucher cette cible, elle est quand même difficile, hein. C'est une cible qui est très difficile, petite, et qui est dans une zone au niveau de l'aérologie qui est vraiment pas évidente. On est passé sur la cible 4, la cible Windcut Bullet. Non, pardon, Cutting Edge, excusez-moi.
Ultimo target per Alexander, target for Cutting Edge Bullet. Impact. Impact a primo colpo gli dà tanti punti. Impact. Bravo. Ha totalizzato 6 impact.
Un beau travail.
Ed ecco vi proponiamo la classifica dei primi 20. Ricordiamo sempre che i primi 20 classificati domenica andranno alla finalissima, ai 2 bersagli da 1860 metri e 2000 metri, le distanze massime di questa competizione. E allora adesso andiamo in pausa e ci rivedremo subito dopo la pausa. A presto.